Hi, I'm Yannick Hanfman.
I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
This is Sebastian Wolfner.
It's Marc-Andrea Whistler.
I am Francisco Cerundolo.
And you're listening to the gametolovepodcast. Hopefully you enjoy it.
Novak Djokovic comes in, he steals the title, he wins the 23rd Grand Slam. He's the first guy in history to win 23 Grand Slams.
Alcaraz is going to win Roland Garros this year. He wants to be the greatest player. He wants to emulate some of the big goats of the game. I think Iga's going to win Roland Garros and win it back to back. It doesn't happen often.
Iga Swiatek, who's going to be picking up her third, and in the men's, Daniel Medvedev.
Rude winning Roland Garros. Ostapenko is going to get her second Roland Garros title.
Carlos Alcaraz is going to win the men's side. Iga Swiatek is going to win on the women's.
Daniil Medvedev and Jessica Pegula will bring home the trophies this year.
Novak Djokovic clinching his 23rd. And then on the women's side, we're going for Ostapenko.
On the women's side, been on fire, has won titles on every surface. Her name is Elena Rybakina. And on the men's, Carlos Alcaraz will win his first French Open.
Novak Djokovic is the 2023 Roland Garros champion.
All right, welcome everybody. I'll remove that. There you go. You can see my face a little bit better. Welcome everyone. My name is Covey, and you are tuned in to another GTL Game to Love Tennis Podcast live play-by-play stream. I am your host for this match. We've got round 2 action. Canadian Leylah FERNANDEZ versus Clara TAUSON of Denmark. Couple of 20-year-olds, both born in the same year. They faced each other 4 times in their careers, all of them in juniors, where they were both world number 1 in juniors. And we have TAUSON will be serving first. That means I need to get your predictions. You're going to get mine, and we'll get right into it after this, folks. All right, folks, I made the mistake of predicting against the Canadian yesterday. Well, I'm not making that mistake again. I'm going for Leylah Annie. I'm going to say in 3 sets, Leylah FERNANDEZ. So I did mention that they faced each other 4 times, all in the junior circuit. All 3 hard court matchups went Clausen's way, and the only clay court match they've ever had went Leylah FERNANDEZ's way. So I'm going with Leylah FERNANDEZ in 3 sets. World number 49 versus 127. Leylah is 49 and Clausen is 127. Clausen had to make her way through qualifying, so I think she only dropped 1 set in 4 matches. Let me just double check that. Sorry, she won all 3 of her qualifying matches in straights, and then in 3, and then she won in straight sets versus Sasnovich in the first round. So she's won 4 straight matches here. She's in a pretty good rhythm, and she's up 30-love here early in this matchup, folks. By the way, please do give this video a like and subscribe if you're new to our channel. This way you can be notified as to when all of our videos will be dropping live. You can join us in the chat. You can say hi. You can watch matches with us, ask us questions, anything you'd like to do, as long as it's fun and fair and happy, of course. All right, folks, let's take a look at the chat. Welcome everyone in here. Thank you guys for your patience. This match was scheduled to start a little bit ago. It's 40-love for Clara TAUSON here, so good start here for the Dane. And we'll get into some kit outfits and all that stuff as the match goes on, but nice serve, backhand return Fernandez. Now we got a forehand TAUSON, backhand Fernandez. Of course, Fernandez is a lefty, so now a left-handed forehand cross court to the backhand of TAUSON. She lobs, and then Leylah FERNANDEZ with a beautiful swinging volley into the open court. No game to love in the first game here. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I was going to say hi to everyone. Gary was mentioning, Kathy was asking about the courts. Gary was correct. Court number 6, you're right, where Khachanov played. Good call there, Gary. Great, Gary. Thank you. And Kathy saying, I'm watching Foki, also up 2 sets. Okay, TAUSON. Is that a fault? Yeah, I think this was that a fault? So here comes the second serve. Is good. And then a backhand return. Now forehand Clausen. Backhand up the line. Fernandez is a winner. So a couple quick points after being down love 40. It's now 40-30. We got hello from Vegas. Ellie in Vegas. Welcome, Ellie. 10:20 a.m. in Vegas. Good to have you. Kathy, I'm watching Foki, also up 2 sets. Covey 2.0. GTL Covey. Menor's in the house. Welcome. TAUSON. Woo. Leylah. Boo. Oh, no. My Canadian girl. Come on. Hello, Menor's. Welcome, Ellie. That's from Kathy. Menor. TAUSON in 2. Okay, we got straight sets prediction from our girl Menor. We've got Leylah in 3 from Kathy, same as me. TAUSON is inconsistent, although Leylah hasn't been so much either. Yeah, for sure. Are you saying Clausen? It's oh my God, you're right. I'm messing up. Thank you for catching that, Gary. Oh my God. Okay, so Gary always helping with the pronunciations. This time, he's just saying, Covey, you're just reading it incorrectly. It's TAUSON. It's Clara TAUSON. And I keep saying Clausen. You're right. I was saying Clausen. And I don't know why. That was just a hilarious little brain fart. So thank you very much. Forgive me if I'm not hearing. Nope. Forgive me. You were hearing it correctly. I was the one pronouncing it incorrectly. So it is, of course, TAUSON, Clara TAUSON. Sometimes when I was in elementary school, I always... like if this didn't happen all the time, but sometimes if I had a word like the end, I would just write then, THEND. Like I would just kind of put them together. And I think my brain just did the same thing that I used to do in like high school or elementary school with that. So yeah, there you go. Clara TAUSON is the name. There you go. Leylah's outfit is absolutely outstanding. Best one I've ever seen her wear, in my opinion. I love feminine and athletic. So check it out. So Lululemon was actually started in the very, like I live in Kitsilano, which is an area in Vancouver. Kitsilano is where Lululemon started. So I worked for them and I've seen their little sweatshops here in Vancouver. I am not a big fan of the company whatsoever. I'm like one of maybe one person in the world who's like, screw Lululemon. I know they're local Canadian, but the owner guy is a dink. He's just a total like knobhead. And I'm just like, please leave Lululemon, you know, because I had such a bad work experience there. It's one of those places where everyone's like, oh yeah, all about yoga and everything. And then they just get like hammered, you know, they don't do yoga. They all just kind of pretend that they live the culture. It really was like a poser company. But anyways, I digress. Leylah FERNANDEZ is sponsored by Lululemon, and they are, in my opinion, pretty whack. Okay. Hey, Covey and everyone, welcome. But I agree with you, Gary, that she does look smoking good in it. And you're right. Feminine athletic. It does check off all the boxes. So I cannot deny that it does look good. But the company itself, not a fan. It was the first time I saw like sweatshops in Vancouver because I had to deliver the fabric to one of these spots. All right, so Leylah Annie now 30 all here in her first service game. So pretty tight game going on so far. Imagine covering TAUSON versus Townsend. Yeah, that would be tough for the commentators. I've heard about Clara TAUSON before. She defeated Emma Raducanu in a tournament right before Emma won the U.S. Open. Did not know that. Lululemon, $120 yoga. Yeah. One in Canada, they're like 180. So I mean, with the conversion stuff, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Lululemon, our MLL company, they can get screwed. I'm with you. Yeah, screw Lululemon. Sounds funny for some reason. Yeah. I mean, they are famous for making people's behinds look phenomenal. And by the way, it is a break point opportunity here for TAUSON. Hi, Covey, Gary, all GTL. Let me check Leylah's kit. Yeah, it looks good. Lululemon sounds like a bakery. Anything lemon related. Haha. Peter's in the house, says Gary. All right, so it's break point 30-40. And Leylah Annie with a first serve into the net. Here comes the second serve. Okay. Serve is good. Forehand return cross court. Now forehand up the line from Fernandez. And TAUSON forehand again up right up the middle. Now Fernandez is at the net. Oh, and she had a floater. And she hit a backhand volley into the net. And she had a chance to put that into the open side. And we have our first break of the match, folks. And it goes to Clara TAUSON. Some decent defense there from TAUSON, and that last floater that I mentioned that Fernandez hit into the net. Fernandez is the shorter of the two. She is pretty short generally. So that one, even though it was a seemingly routine volley, it was high on her backhand side, and based on her height, that wasn't as easy of a shot. And it looks like we got foot fault. Okay, there was an issue in the last service game for TAUSON, and I didn't really understand. But they just called her for a foot fault, and I think, and based on her reaction, she's angry that they called it. So I think that's what happened earlier. So we'll watch for that as the match progresses. Nice +1 there. It makes her way to the net. Does TAUSON, and Fernandez with a forehand long, and it is 15-love for the Dane. So we got. I wonder if is TAUSON the highest ranked Danish woman? Of course, Holger Rune is the highest ranked men's player ever, actually. Nice serve up the tee. Fernandez with a chip return. It's a short ball. And then the +1 cross-court forehand is an easy put away for TAUSON, 30-love. Menoris, hello. And hi, Sean from Peter. Peter saying, hey, Gary, left you a comment on your Discord. Left you a comment to your Discord. Hey, Peter. GTL cheers. GTL cheers. Maxi, everyone had high hopes for TAUSON, especially Ben and JG. Hey, Peter. Yeah. I mean, she's a good ball strike. She hits the ball really well. I'm not surprised that she's won 3 out of the 4 matches against Fernandez. I feel like it feels like she has more natural power. Like Fernandez has to really put her body into the shot, the weight of herself, whereas TAUSON seems to have some natural power. I can't believe I kept on calling her Clausen. This is so funny. Peter just saw your comment. Don't be modest. Wisdom is one of your calling cards. All right. So TAUSON here, 30-15 for serve into the net. Second serve, good. Backhand return. Fernandez, forehand TAUSON, backhand Fernandez. Backhand cross-court TAUSON right on the line. And then chip forehand Fernandez. And then a short ball, easy put away there for TAUSON. Oh, Fernandez actually saying that the ball that I said hit the sideline was actually out. But the umpire has come from his chair and is disagreeing, is saying it was actually in, and he's explaining. Leylah Annie accepts it and getting back into return position. So it's now 40-15 TAUSON. Peter says, I blush. Yeah, Peter, I think you were throwing some comments in at the end. I was just kind of wrapping up the stream. I think you said something about Alcaraz being not, what did you say? He still has to kind of work his way into the tournament. Yeah, definitely. I think the fact that he hasn't played a major in half a year is going to be a little bit of an effect. Also, like I was mentioning in the last stream as well, that he didn't go as far as I think he wanted to. I think he would have been happy with like a quarterfinal, say, and then losing. But a couple more matches may have been good for Alcaraz. But I think today was good. Get him to work his way into the tournament. And I'm hoping that we have a mouth-watering semifinal with him and Djokovic. All right. TAUSON consolidates her break and now is up 3-love, folks.
It's Give it up from the girl from Copenhagen, the girl who's pretty awesome. It's Clara TAUSON. It's Clara TAUSON.
There it is, folks, the Clara TAUSON button. And she is up real quick, 3-love. A good start here for the Dane. And what is she wearing, you're wondering? Well, the Dane, she's wearing a black Adidas visor with the white logo. She's wearing a black Adidas tank top with a white logo right in the center of the chest. And then a really nice floral sort of, or cloud sort of pattern skirt. And then black tights underneath. Of course, she's got the long blonde hair, long legs. She's the taller of the two players. They're both the same age, 20 years old. Trying to get the... okay, here we go. And the rest of her outfit, she's got a white wristband on the left wrist. And then she's rocking, I think, some dark shoes. I think they're black, but I'll confirm in a second. Leylah Annie down a break real quick here at love 3, serving now. Okay. Covey loved that comment. Leylah is short generally. She is short specifically too. No, sorry, I'm in my teasing mood today. No worries, Gary. I mean, for a tennis player, yeah, she's definitely a little bit short, generally and specifically. There you go. Short exclusively, says Peter. Ashish. Hello, Ashish. Leylah and Emma both haven't lived up to all the hype, to be honest. No more, cut them some slack. Reason can be given. I mean, you know, they're both teens that made it. It's very rare for that to happen. I think it was the first time in maybe, I don't want to say ever, that, but definitely first time in a really long time that two teenagers, female teenagers, made it to the final. I think we can cut them a little bit of slack, but if you're expecting them to go to majors once a year, like a final of a major, then yeah, they're not there. Do I think that Leylah Annie has potentially the chance to make it to another Grand Slam final? I do. I think she's a hard worker. She's got grit. But it's not a guarantee. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she never makes another final as well. But I wouldn't write them off. I wouldn't just say, oh, okay, they haven't done it in 2 years since their last one, so they're done. You know, she's still in top 50 in the world, so she's like working her way up, and she's keeping her ranking. Leylah Fernandez is. So I think, you know, I don't write them off, is basically what I'm saying. Neither of the two. And let's see how Emma does after her surgeries as well. It's going to be quite the long road back. Leylah Fernandez there with a backhand that goes long, and she is again down double break point here. So Leylah Annie needs to pick up her game here, or it's going to be a very quick first set. Danish pastries sound so good right now, even though it has sugar in it. I think pretty much every pastry has sugar in it. Yeah, Danishes are good. I haven't had many pastries of late, although there is actually, that's not true. I had a raspberry, sugar-free raspberry square, and honestly, it was amazing. I could not believe there was no sugar. They use this thing called monk fruit juice, which is a fruit which has a natural sweetener, which is just like sugar, but it doesn't spike your blood sugar. So I was like, whoo, this opens up a whole new door of food for me. Leylah Annie with an unreturned serve brings it to 30-40. Here she goes. She's still facing another break, though. Serve is good. Return up the middle. Backhand Fernandez. Forehand TAUSON. Backhand Fernandez. And that goes long, and it's another break. So 4-love here for TAUSON very quickly. And she is sort of running away with the set, folks.
It's Clara TAUSON. Clara TAUSON. Give it up from the girl from Copenhagen, the girl who's pretty awesome. It's Clara TAUSON. It's Clara TAUSON.
It's Clara TAUSON who hit that first serve off the net and then long. So second serve coming up. Oh, by the way, TAUSON also does have a little bit of a wrapping on her right thigh. I just noticed that under her kind of skirt there. Ooh, TAUSON on her +1 tries to go drop shot, but it lands in the alley just a hair wide. And it is love 15. All right, so did I mention? Yeah, she's wearing TAUSON, her to complement the end of her outfit there. I mentioned the floral pattern skirt, and then she's got red and white Adidas shoes. Nice serve up the tee, backhand return, Fernandez, and then second shot from Fernandez is a backhand as well, but this time into the net, and it is now 15 all here on the Danes serve. Got my morning smoothie. As it is still just 10:34 a.m. here in Vancouver, where I am watching this match from. TAUSON with a great serve, and then a nice return from Fernandez. She makes her way to the net, does Fernandez, and hits a nice backhand volley into the open court. Again, nice little play there, 15-30. So trying to get one of these breaks back as she's down a double already. Let's see here. I think Emma's drop can be explained by injuries, I think. I hope so, at least. Yeah, she had a bad foot injury for sure. And, I mean, if you look at those two girls who made the final, obviously Leylah Annie has had a little bit more consistency in her career in terms of coaching, in terms of less injury troubles, although she has had some. Leylah has titles. Yeah, Monterrey, she won and defended. There you go. That's that same one. Has defended a title. She's come from behind tons of times. Emma, not so much. Yeah, I definitely think Leylah has had a better time since that for sure. Folks, also please remember to hit the like button. Actually, I haven't even hit the like button. Looks like we're at 19. I'm just made it 20. And Leylah Annie Fernandez gets a break back, folks. So she was down a double break. Now she's just down a single break.
She don't care about what you say, Leylah Fernandez. She's feeling fine, Leylah Fernandez. She's doing it right, Leylah Fernandez. She's feeling fine tonight. It's Leylah Fernandez.
It's Leylah Fernandez. God, Ben just always kills it with these catchy tunes, man. Okay, let's continue. Let's see. Ashish, I think the difference is that Leylah has generally been given a pass while Emma has been tortured. They are young. I still have hope for both. Maybe not Grand Slam champions, but for me, French Open is caskets without Rafa. Was it Ashish was saying, Covey, you think French Open this year doesn't feel as lively as when Rafa is playing? I mean, there's definitely something kind of missing, but you don't really feel it unless you really think about it. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Alcaraz wasn't at the Australian Open, and I think the reason I felt that I didn't really kind of miss Alcaraz at Australian Open was because he mentioned about a week or so before the tournament that I'm pulling out. And I think the same thing for me is happening with Rafa, because Rafa gave us like a week or so before to let us know, like, hey, I'm not going to be in it. It kind of lessened the blow for me. And so it gave me a week. Like if he said like the night before, like, you know what, we tried everything we could, but we just were not able to get my body ready. And so tomorrow I'm pulling out. If that was the case, I would feel like a bigger hole. Does that make sense? So I haven't felt like it's a big hole missing, because I was kind of braced for it for 5 days, if that makes sense, 5 to 7 days. But yeah, there is a hole, but it doesn't like ruin the tournament for me for sure. Yeah. So that's how I'll kind of put that. All right, Fernandez again struggling on her serve, has lost the first point once again. She's down love 15, and serve is good. And TAUSON return into the net, 15 all here. Peter saying, Sean, we've been hard on Emma because of all the adulation and sponsors, but here she's a sweet girl. JG was certainly spitting at that Wimbledon presser last year. I think she could be a little prickly sometimes, to be honest, Emma Raducanu. But also, she does, like you said, she does take it from every angle. People assuming that she's not working hard because she's sponsored by this and that, Porsche and whatever, Tiffany's. But you know what? Those things take a day, right? You do one day of shooting, and by all accounts, she does work extremely hard. She's practicing as much as anyone else. So it's a shame when people don't give credit where it's due or make assumptions. Leylah Andy with a nice little TAUSON brings in Leylah Annie, and Leylah Annie just pushes that drop shot of response straight up the line for the easy winner. Good job. And she's saying agreed, Kathy, and it sounds about right. Gary, I would also love to see an Alcaraz Musetti match. Yeah, like was it the Hamburg final where Musetti beat Alcaraz on clay courts after losing the first set. So, yeah, Musetti has that in his arsenal. Ooh, Leylah Annie with a beautiful inside-out forehand, and TAUSON cannot handle it. Punches that response long, and now Leylah Annie, after losing the first point, has won the last 3, and it's 40-15. I made sugar-free, no-bake cheesecake for the barbecue I went to Monday. Among other things, there were leftovers for everything except the cheesecake and the Jell-O shots. I actually recently had a keto cheesecake too. I had like 2 grams of sugar or something, or carbs or whatever, and it was delicious. Honestly, I couldn't tell the difference. Maybe it's because I haven't had a cheesecake properly in like probably 6 months, but it was delicious. True, Peter. Sometimes keeping low-key is better for the career, but the money must be hard to turn down. JG is quite hard on her, not in person, though. That's funny. Leylah avoids the bagel, and it looks like she might even be working her way into this match here now. Oh, TAUSON with a beautiful set of 3 forehands, and the third one wrong foots Fernandez. But still game point here for Fernandez, 40-30. I don't know why she likes fighting back from down in the score, but she does. Total fighter. She's a total fighter. I'm going to move down a little because I'm a little behind. Oh, we got Nick BC saying, hi, Max. Now, Nick BC, are you from British Columbia? Or is that just a nickname? Because I am in BC, in Vancouver. Covey, who downing Novak match, bro? Oh, who's doing the Novak match? I am not sure. I'm guessing it's probably going to be one of either Ben and or JG. Maybe both. I think generally if it's not too late for them, they might be doing that one. I'm guessing, but I don't know for sure. So definitely stay tuned to the channel, and you will not be disappointed. We're definitely going to be doing that match. Hi, Sean and Gary too. Hi, Kathy. Emma wouldn't have had surgery if it wasn't bothered about playing. Yeah, I would agree there. I think everyone would like to avoid surgery at all costs unless they must. All right, we got a nice little battle going on. A backhand here from TAUSON. Forehand Fernandez up the line. Backhand slice TAUSON. Fernandez makes her way, volleys. And TAUSON tries to pass her, but it lands in the alleyway. And now we have advantage for Fernandez. Hi, Nick, says Sean Powers. I wish Musetti was more consistent. Yeah, I had him pegged a couple of years ago as a potential Grand Slam winner. About a year and a half ago, I kind of had him in the pool of potential guys. He's barely holding on to staying in that category for me. But I still think he has the abilities. Emma injuries racked up by lack of proper training, posing in front of the photographers, lights not quite enough. Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes, sometimes it's only meant to be that someone wins a major when they're 19 and then they never win another again. And that's just how life goes. Not everyone, because they win one early, is going to win another one. Like, there's no guarantee Alcaraz, he won the US Open at 19. There's no guarantee he's going to win another major. He could never win one again. I mean, it's probably likely, based on his trajectory and the stability that he has in his coaching and his attitude and stuff like that. But, yeah, there's really, sometimes we might just have to say, hey, Emma, great job. You peaked right kind of at the beginning of your career, and you took home a Grand Slam title, and that might be all for you. Congratulations on a good career. Or hopefully she finds her way back. But the possibilities are endless. That's why we have to watch the matches. If the favorite players won automatically, no one would have to play a match. All right, Leylah Annie forces an error at the net from TAUSON and takes another advantage here. So she's She's not putting the game away. She's not getting the break points against each other, but she's not putting the game away. Let's see if she can now, Fernandez. Here we go. Trying to consolidate her break from last game. She was down love 4. She broke back in the last game and is looking to consolidate and bring this match within 1 break. Second serve on the way. Okay, serve is good. Forehand return TAUSON, backhand Fernandez, forehand TAUSON, forehand Fernandez, backhand TAUSON, forehand Fernandez, forehand TAUSON up the line and into the net. So it is game and consolidation for the Canadian, and she is now down just 1 break. I made with almond milk too. Nice. That's my smoothie is unsweetened almond milk. So, it's crazy how much these soy and everything has so much sugar. Like, you have to specifically buy the unsweetened versions, or else there's a lot of sugar in soy milk, in oat milk, in almond milk, all that stuff. All right. TAUSON, nice serve. And the return long from Fernandez. So, umpire double checking. Taking a look. Oh, he's calling it in. So it was called out. TAUSON circled the marker. The umpire came off the chair and called it in. So it looks like we're going to replay the point, I believe, because TAUSON did get a racket on it. Yeah, it is a replay of the point. I believe, like Steph, Emma's dad is a big problem with coaches. Yeah, I remember we had a little chat about that on Instagram. Tursunov hinted at that when he left. Check out his statements. Yeah, I do remember having that chat with you. I actually didn't know to the extent, or I didn't know the extent to which her father was kind of involved, because I'd never actually physically seen him or known, with Alcaraz or Runa, for example, or Shelton. I've seen Shelton's dad. I've seen Runa's mom. You always see Muratoglu. You always see JFC and Alcaraz's parents. So I've never really seen that with Emma, and I didn't know that until Kathy actually mentioned that to me before. Sadly, BC does not stand for British Columbia. Can you give a brief summary of the match so far? Yes, I can. Basically, it went like this. TAUSON came out firing. She won the first 4 games. She broke Leylah Annie in her first 2 service games. And so, yeah, it looked like all one-way traffic. And then Alcaraz finally held. Sorry, Fernandez held her serve. She broke and then held. So it went from 4-love to 4-2 now, and it looks like we're settling into a little bit more of an even match than what it was looking like to start here. TAUSON goes wide on a forehand inside in just then, and so now it's 15-30, and now she is feeling a little bit pressure on her serves again. So there you go. Hope that helps you, Nick. Kathy, most tennis players pose for cameras. Check out Rafa underwear ad from about 12 years ago. If you've not seen it, it is fire. There you go. Kathy didn't know about Emma's dad. Yeah, I got to make a break, and so does Steph and maybe Coco. What is Fernandez ranked in singles? Number 42 in the world, my friend. She's world 49, I should say. It's 49. I'm glad I double-checked that while I was saying it. So, yeah, I knew she was top 50. So tennis players are earning their coins of getting endorsements. I don't blame them. Yeah, me neither. I don't think you're very welcome, Nick. Yeah, I don't blame someone for making a little extra money as well. I mean, it's different. And the thing is, maybe, who knows, maybe someone's motivation dies when they win a Grand Slam. I mean, hopefully not, and probably not, but that's another thing. We don't actually know. But yeah, in the end, let's hope that both of these players that were in that U.S. Open final will have some big results in their careers. A nice little rally going. Forehand Fernandez, backhand TAUSON. Now backhand slice Fernandez and lob TAUSON. It goes in. Fernandez chases it down, lobs that back. Short ball, TAUSON, easy forehand put away. And that sets up a game point for her, the Dane. Coco's dad isn't in there, I don't think. Not as bad as the other two. I also get the same sense, Kathy. It doesn't seem like he's kind of overbearing or anything. And don't get me wrong, I pose too, and for a lot less money. And that is understandable. You're welcome. And Kathy, just Google. 49, says BC. Will drop to 88 if she loses. Wow. Under your screen name, Peter? Yes, public figure. Haha. Team said he found it difficult to be motivated after he won the US Open. Interesting. Okay. So, Tauson with a double fault there at 40-30, and we are at deuce now. So, Leylah Annie continuing to put pressure on the Tauson serve. Michael asking, do you get tennis in 4K in Canada? Not that I know of. On TSN, I just watch it on high def. I don't think we have channels dedicated to 4K, or maybe we have just like those sample channels where it's like a high definition aquarium, or like a, little things like that, or like, kind of like a rolling scenery of like mountains or something. But I don't think I haven't personally seen any sports. I haven't watched any hockey yet. I only really watch on TV hockey and tennis. Sometimes basketball. I'm not really a big basketball fan, but I have been watching here and there just because it's on at the same time as hockey, and I'll kind of switch back and forth during commercials. But I have not seen any 4K. So to answer your question, no, not that I know of. How about you? We only got Roland Garros in 4K in the US. Wow, that is amazing. I would love to watch tennis in 4K. Oh, a really nice passing cross-court shot there from Tauson as Fernandez made her way, followed an approach shot into the net. Tauson with a really nice little point there. And Tauson looks a little bit gassed. She's taking some time between points, and they haven't really been, doesn't feel like they've been exerting themselves with big, long rallies. So I wonder if there's some issue with her, or if she's just generally maybe not in like top shape, or maybe she just got winded for something, but definitely seems to be taking her time, or maybe has something to do with that right bandaging on her, or the bandaging on her right thigh, I should say. All right. Anyways, serve is good. The second serve from Tauson and the return long. So it is game point once again for Clara Tauson. How can you see the individual hairs on the ball, Michael, in the 4K? That's crazy. My crows are here for their peanuts. Such an animal lover, Kathy. I love it. But you had 4K in Canada sports like NBA for a few years now. Huh. Well, I see. I never watched basketball, so maybe that's why. I'm surprised. In Canada, nice little. Okay, so it was a drop shot from Tauson, and then Leylah Annie gets to it. Tauson tries to push it past Fernandez, but Leylah Annie did the drop shot. Tauson tries to go up the line, and then Leylah Annie goes cross court on the volley, and then Tauson had a chance on that volley with a response, but she put it into the net, and we are back to deuce. Yeah, I didn't know that, Michael. Again, I don't, like I said, don't really watch basketball. I did watch maybe a game or two, or a couple of quarters of some games when Toronto won the NBA championship a few years ago. But yeah, not really my thing. Honestly, ever since Jordan to me was just so captivating. There's no one excites me in basketball nowhere near the same way. And I'm also one of those guys who's when someone says LeBron's better, I'm just you just don't know anything. Jordan would eat LeBron's face for dinner, he was just so competitive. But I understand that they're different style players as well. All right, so breakpoint opportunity for Leylah Annie Fernandez, and she will face a second serve. So can she find her way back to level? Serve is good. Now, forehand Fernandez, backhand Tauson. It's a looper. Backhand Fernandez cross court. Forehand chip from Tauson. Now drop shot Fernandez. Tauson gets to it, but pushes it into the net, and it's a break back. So she's gotten two. She's broken twice, and she's broken back twice. So we are on serve, and after the break, Leylah Annie Fernandez will serve at 3-4 on serve. Nice recovery from the Canadian. All right, everybody, let's get into. Let's see here real quick. Peter saying, "Hey, Michael, hello. We're watching Tennis Channel Plus 2. They get all sports in 4K and HDR in Europe and Australia. That's amazing. Yeah, Tennis Channel does have 4K only NBC. So TAUSON is a qualifier, and she's been playing for a whole week now. Yes, she won 3 matches in qualifying, only dropping 1 out of 7 sets, and then she won in straight sets in her first match. So she's definitely in good match rhythm right now. Yeah, but Michael, if you don't have a compatible TV, it doesn't matter. And that's another good point. You think that's why she's tired? I mean, I would be surprised if someone who's a regular on the tour gets tired after playing 3 matches. But maybe, potentially. Yeah. Hey! Carmino's in the house. Disco mate, welcome. Hello, Cubby and all. It's been a couple of maybe a week or so. Good to have you, brother. And are Peacock and Tennis Channel sharing TV rights in the US? That is something I'm unsure of. I'm over in Canada, so I'm not sure what the US rights are looking like. I know in Canada we have it a little bit easier than the States because we have one channel called TSN, which is kind of our version of ESPN, for example. And they have all the matches. So we have TSN 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right now, the matches are on TSN 1 and 4. So basically, wall-to-wall action. You're not going to get every single match, but they're going to cycle between, like, the ends of the set in this match. And then, now we're going to go back to Sabalenka versus blah, 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 third set tiebreak. Okay, now we're going to go to Kokorakis Wawrinka. So it's constantly moving. And if you want to see something specific, then you got to do it like on a gambling site or something, which is what I'm watching this match on. All right, so back on serve. 3-4 Fernandez. She's down love 15. Nice forehand there from TAUSON. Now backhand Fernandez, forehand TAUSON, backhand Fernandez, backhand TAUSON. Cross court, forehand chip back from Fernandez. Slice up the line, TAUSON. Now backhand up the line winner. Passing shot from Fernandez. Beautiful shot there from the backhand wing of the lefty. Good rallies here going now, folks. All right, so let's get into the kit situation for Fernandez. We already got into the TAUSON look. Fernandez is rocking Lululemon. She's wearing a reddish pink. I'd say more pink than red, but a pinkish red dress. Actually, no, it's a skirt and then tank top. So there's a little midriff action going on there. Fernandez makes her way to the net, little top. And she does a little kind of like a slice from. So she was at the net, but she actually it bounced short and she kind of pushed a slice and it landed on the line and it kind of skipped, fooling TAUSON. So now Fernandez 30-15. Yeah, so like I said, she's wearing the pink red skirt and then pink red top, kind of tank top. It's got white lettering on the front, and then she's got no wristbands, no headgear, and white socks, white shoes. So looking very sharp is Leylah Fernandez. Okay, here we go. Fernandez with a forehand. Oh, her +1 forehand went long. So 30 all now. Okay. TSN totals close. It's called the Sports Network. TSN, the Sports Network. But if you're in Canada, you always understand that Toronto considers itself. Okay, so this is how it goes. Toronto thinks it's the center of the universe. Even in Canada, everyone calls Toronto the center of the universe because, whenever news comes out of Toronto, it's like, even like the Canucks might have had a really big win, but then like TSN will start with like, oh, the Toronto Maple Leafs won their first game in 10 or something. And everyone's like, okay, whatever. So anyways, it's called the Sports Network, but everyone in Canada jokingly calls it Toronto Sports Network because they always kind of favor Toronto. But make no mistake, Vancouver is leagues better than Toronto. Toronto, no offense, my man Bill, and no offense to Raonic, and no offense to Bianca Andreescu, but Toronto, it's like a 0 out of 10 compared to Vancouver. Just saying. All right, Leylah, she has down break point here. 30-40. Second serve is good. Backhand return TAUSON. Forehand Fernandez. And, oh, no way. The forehand from Fernandez. Gosh, I thought it was going to go past TAUSON. But she got a racket on it and barely chips it over. So Fernandez just tried to drop off of that chip, and she punched it into the net. And she gets broken after climbing almost all the way back. So heartbreaking little flub there from Fernandez as she's broken, and now TAUSON will have a chance to serve out the first set. Okay. I think my TV in the bedroom is 4K, definitely not living room one. But Michael, I know you have a whole system set up. You must have YouTube TV on NBC broadcast to get Roland Garros in the USA. The Musetti-Shevchenko match is starting right now. Thank you very much for that. Oh yeah, we'll go over the women's scores on the next changeover, folks, or after this set. 15-love here, TAUSON. She's 3 points away from a 1-set-to-love lead. Good serve out wide, return up the middle, slice back TAUSON. Another slice return there from Fernandez, and then a beautiful two-hand backhand pass up the line by TAUSON. Ripper of a backhand as Fernandez was right there at the net. Beautifully done there. Very little margin, but man, did she thread the needle. And it's 30-love for the Dane, and she's 2 points away from a 1-set-to-love lead. Kathy saying Leylah's kits is like raspberry color. So yeah. I love the one shoulder, one spaghetti strap top. Yeah, so it actually kind of reminds me a little bit of, do you guys remember Andre the Giant, the wrestler? He had like the just the one band. So I should have been a little more descriptive. So thank you. First of all, the raspberry is the perfect color description. I said red and pink, and raspberry is a mix of red and pink, but one word is easier. So, and then also what Kathy was mentioning is the strap, the spaghetti strap on the left side is very, very thin. And then the strap on the right is thicker. It's about 4 or 5 times thicker than the spaghetti noodle strap. So it's asymmetrical, but it looks nice. And yeah, again, thanks for the raspberry. That's good. Kathy's always got me. Always got my back. Love it. Nice. Forehand winner up the line from Fernandez on her second shot. 30-all here. My mom is 82, only has 4K TVs in her house. Wow, that's pretty baller. TSN in Toronto is very advanced. My living room TV is 30 years old. 60-inch console on wheels. Oh, no way. I remember those. I've got my sister, believe it or not, had a 55-inch Samsung Smart TV in one of her apartments that she was renting. And the people didn't want the TV. It was like she was furnishing it. Oh, beautiful forehand +1 from TAUSON. Rips it up the line, setting up our first set point. And so anyways, in my room, I have a 55-inch Samsung Smart TV because my sister was like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't have space in my place. They don't want it in the apartment that I'm renting. Do you want it? And I was like, for sure. So I have this wonderful TV, but it's not, I don't think it's 4K. Nice serve. Deep return off the kind of a lob desperation return. TAUSON with a drop shot. Fernandez gets to it, pushes it up the line, and then TAUSON tries to pass. And Fernandez actually probably should have let that go, but it went off her racket and out. So there it is, folks. TAUSON takes the first set 6-3. Very interesting set. She won the first 4 games. Then she lost 3 in a row. And then she ends up taking the last 2. So a little bit of an up and down set, but it goes to the Dane. She is up 1-0.
It's Clara TAUSON, Clara TAUSON. Give it up from the girl from Copenhagen, the girl who's pretty awesome. It's Clara TAUSON, it's Clara TAUSON.
Gary saying, hey, Kathy, did Sloane Stevens drink a few of your Jell-O shots? My gosh, she was lights out today. Can't think of too many players who are as bad and as good as she is. I mean, yeah, the results today, I'm like, man, is she going to win another major now? Like, was it 6-2, 6-1? And by the way, I just have to say, I think Sloane Stephens is one of the prettiest players on the entire tour. Absolutely stunning is Sloane Stephens. Big fan of hers. Michael Walker, correction, you must have YouTube TV to get Roland Garros in 4K with Atmos sound. Yeah, that sounds like movie theater style stuff. Okay, folks, I'm going to run through some scores. Also, by the way, it looks like Clara TAUSON has had is getting some medical. I don't know if she's having a medical timeout. She's laying down on a towel in front of her bench, so she's having medical treatment. And so maybe we were mentioning that she was looking a little sluggish, taking time between points. Perhaps this has something to do with that. Right now, she's laying on her stomach. And it's kind of like she's getting a massage, like how you'd lay down on your stomach on a massage table. And the medical personnel. Oh, okay. So she's officially taking a medical timeout. So I think she gets 2.5 minutes or something, 3 minutes. And it looks like they're working. Now, the lady who's working on her body is between us and TAUSON, so I can't tell if she's working on her. It looks like she's working on her lower back, but I can't really tell. And the grounds crew is watering the clay. So here, let's go. Let's run through some results here from today. So Svitolina, after watching her husband electrify Paris last night, she comes back from being down 1-love in sets against Storm Hunter, and Svitolina takes that in 3 sets. Elise Mertens takes out Osorio in straights. Peyton Stearns over Ostapenko in 3. Pegula wins a set, and then against Camila Giorgi, and then Giorgi retires in the second set. We have Potapova takes out Meyer Sharif. We had Blinkova taking out French woman Caroline Garcia. Pavlyuchenkova over Samsonova in 3 as well. Putintseva over Zhang Qinwen in 3. Sorry, Ghosty, I know you're a fan of Zhang. Kasatkina over Vondrousova in straights. Pretty surprised. Straights, I feel like Vondrousova would have won a set there. Mukova continues to roll, folks. She, of course, she took out Sakari in the first match, the number 8 seed there. And she took out Podoroska of Argentina today in 3. Sabalenka straight sets over countrywoman Shaimanovic, and then Sloane Stephens over Gracheva straight sets. Begu over Irani in straight sets. And then currently, of course, we have Leylah Annie is down 1-love, and TAUSON's currently having a medical timeout. We have Magdalena. Oh, hold on a second. Magdalena Freck is down 1 break. Early, she's down 2-4 in the first set against Rakimova of Russia. And then the last match of the day, yet to begin on the women's side, is a French woman, Jean versus Russian Avanesian. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Maybe, Gary, you can help me. It's Avanesyan. Avanesian. I wonder if that's how you would say that in the Russian accent. So there you go, folks. Okay, so now TAUSON is on her back, and her knees are together, and they're up kind of to her belly, and they were kind of twisting her knees from side to side. So she is now standing up. Yeah, they removed that pad that she was lying down, so it looks like the treatment is over. She's picking up her racket. So didn't really get to see exactly what they were specifically working on. Didn't look like they gave her any pills or anything. Leylah Fernandez just hopping on her toes, bouncing the ball, waiting. It's been 5 minutes and 25 seconds since the last point, so not too bad. Okay. All right, folks. Michael Walker saying Sloane Stephens has perfect bone structure. Yeah, she is a doll. Oh my goodness, she's so pretty. So tomorrow I will cancel direct and switch to YouTube TV on my son's account. They allow you to share with 6 people, so I'll pay $40 as opposed to $110 plus fees and taxes. No brainer, Kathy. Smart. Go for it. So direct TV is satellite TV that began to do 4K sports like over 5 years ago, especially in golf and tennis, but it's too expensive in my humble opinion. TCK in the house. Come on, Leylah. Welcome, TCK. Sharing with us yesterday that he cut his hair after 7 years. Amazing, huh? Paz beat Samsonova, yes, in 3 sets. I think she came back down from a set down. Who is lady commentator on Fernandez TAUSON match? Sorry, I'm commentating. I don't have any. I'm not watching any feed with commentary, so I'm not sure. Maybe someone in the chat may be able to help you out there. All right, TAUSON with a nice backhand, forehand from Fernandez, forehand chop from TAUSON. Now backhand Fernandez up the line. Now backhand lob from TAUSON, overhead from Fernandez. TAUSON gets that back, volley from Fernandez, and TAUSON. Oh no! And then TAUSON gets to it, tries to pass Fernandez, and once again Fernandez got a racket on it, but then it goes past her. So that's happened on the second last point of the last set, and now it happens on the first point of this set. She kind of crept over a little too much, did Fernandez, trying to cover the line. So it is now 15-30 on the Fernandez serve here in game 1 of the second set. Good serve, return up the middle. Now we got a backhand slice Fernandez, backhand slice TAUSON into the net. 30 all now. It is way expensive, Michael, and it will be with great pleasure. I tell them this is why I'm leaving when I call to cancel tomorrow. YouTube TV Unlimited DVR is the bomb for me. I record everything, says Gary. Nice. See, the one thing about watching all these matches on Bet365 is that I can't go back and watch. So if there's a match that I really want to, say specifically cover for Cubby's Corner, for example, and I don't watch it live, I don't really know where I can go back and watch any matches. So that's one thing that's kind of a bummer. Folks, please do give this video a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. There's many different ways that you can support as well. If you look in our description box below, you can buy merchandise. We have t-shirts and coffee mug cozies and cell phone cases, hoodies. You can also buy a button for $5. By the way, if Jane is listening, Jane, you threw in a tip after I'd already left the last channel, the last stream. I was logging off. Jane gave us the $5 tip. So Jane, if you are here, if you're lurking and listening, let me know if you'd like a button because you deserve one. All right, Leylah Andy with a good hold to start the second set. Much better than the last set where she got broken in her first 2 service games and found herself down love 4 to begin the match. Where are you watching, Pureza? Let Kathy know. Kathy will do some digging for you. If Tennis Channel, I think it's CC Bellis. Michael Walker, but remember last year we only got semifinals and finals in 4K. Only matches that appeared on NBC was available in 4K, where we got the Eurosport broadcast. Gary, did you record tennis from Roland Garros in 4K last year? I feel like if I had watched in 4K and then I had to revert back to high def, it would be kind of a bummer. But because I've never watched in 4K and I've always thought high def is beautiful and better than anything. Compared to regular def, high def is obviously miles ahead. And I'm sure 4K is the same, but because I haven't experienced 4K sports, I don't feel like I'm missing anything yet. But when it starts getting there, like say if it starts, most places are 4K and then you go home and you don't have a 4K TV, that's when it would be really annoying. Okay, nice return on the TAUSON serve there, right up the middle, and then TAUSON +1 into the net on the forehand. Now, TAUSON is very hard to read, folks. She doesn't really bounce around on her toes. She's very gingerly walking around between points. You can't tell if she's injured or bored. Her facial expression, very neutral. She's neither happy nor sad looking. No, not loud and aggressive, or neither is she too quiet. She's just very hard to read. Kind of getting like Rybakina or Rybakina vibes, but with like that calmness. Oh, actually, she's a little unhappy. She just hit a double fault. and then she took one of the balls and smashed it against, not smashed it, but hit it against the wall in anger. But yeah, you can't really tell. She's kind of like Rybakina, but lazier, if that makes sense. It's like she's really stone cold, but you can't really tell if she's just like bored or tired or lazy. And then, of course, there you go. And then she comes out of nowhere and rips a backhand with just super force and saves a break point. It was love 40. Now it's 15-40. Definitely, I would say something is bothering her. She obviously had the medical timeout. She's very gingerly moving around. I've never watched her play another match before, so I don't know how she normally reacts. That's why it may sound like I'm curious as to if she is kind of, injured or whatever, because I just can't tell. And another double fault, and I think this injury is starting to creep into the match, folks, because she hit a double fault earlier. By the way, here, let's hit the break button, and then we'll get back to the description. Okay, so earlier in that game, she hit another double fault, and then out of anger, she took one of the balls and hit it against the back fence. And then on the second double fault there, it feels like she is not moving how she wants to. So I do feel now like potentially this injury could be an issue. Leylah FERNANDEZ tries to test her mobility by doing a drop shot, but TAUSON easily gets there on time and rips a forehand winner. So it's love 15. If anyone else in the chat has watched TAUSON play before, let me know if this is atypical of how she moves around between points, because I feel like it is. I feel like the injury might have something to do with this here. And Leylah with a fault out wide, double second serve on the way here. And is that a double fault? It is a double fault. So all of a sudden, 3 double faults in like the last 6 points in this match. 4 now for Fernandez overall, 5 for TAUSON. Leylah is now down love 30. So she's, as Yvonne Lendl used to say, toughest thing to do is serve after breaking, hold serve after breaking, and to hold serve to end a match. Those are the 2 toughest times to serve, says one of the all-time greats, Yvonne Lendl. And right now, Fernandez is feeling that because she just broke, and she's now down love 40 on her service game. Gotta go. Plumbing emergency, not serious. Okay, good. Glad it's not serious. We don't want anyone's basements or houses being ruined here. Hopefully that works out for itself there, Peter. Okay, Gary, I have 8 TVs in my house. 6 are 4K, 2 are HD. Man, that's awesome. Sounds like you live in a sports bar there, Michael. All right, Leylah with a +1 up the line winner forehand, and she saves 1 break point. It's now 15-40. I hate Tennis Channel Plus because it's too delayed. You're asking me again. I don't have 4K TV. I finally got a Netflix a few months ago. I may move next year, and if so, we'll get a 60-inch 4K. All right, first serve into the net from Leylah. Here comes a second. Still double break point opportunity for the Dane. Serve is good. Backhand return. And forehand from Fernandez goes wide, and she is broken right back.
It's Clara TAUSON, Clara TAUSON. Give it up from the girl from Copenhagen, the girl who's pretty awesome. It's Clara TAUSON, it's Clara TAUSON.
All right, folks. So when I was describing TAUSON's outfit, I said she's wearing a white wristband on her left wrist. Well, I actually stand corrected, because as she's sitting here, she's not wearing any wristband. She actually has bandaging. I thought that was actually a wristband. So she has bandaging, which is basically like the exact same size as a wristband on her left wrist. So I don't think the wrist seems to be bothering her. I think it's more something mobility, maybe a lower back, maybe a hamstring or something. because we couldn't really tell what the physio was working on when they were working her out in the medical timeout there after the first set. But here we go. Fernandez and TAUSON here on serve. TAUSON serving now at 1-2. She is up 1 set. Fernandez, as usual, hopping around on her toes between points, fist pumping, trying to stay very positive with the body language. TAUSON, very much the opposite. No jumping around, no fist pumping, very calm demeanor. First serve is good. Backhand return across court. Now forehand TAUSON, forehand Fernandez, backhand TAUSON, backhand slice from Fernandez, forehand TAUSON, and it's a winner. 15-love. TAUSON is barely moving, folks. If I was Fernandez, I would be drop shotting her and moving her left to right as often as humanly possible. I don't. The thing is, TAUSON isn't like overtly like limping, you know? So it almost is kind of weird because she, in the points, is playing well. And then after the points, she's just totally taking so much time, gingerly walking to the line. So I feel like maybe she's almost like playing possum in a way with Fernandez, saying, look, I'm fine, nothing wrong. And then in between points, she just takes as much time as possible to recuperate as much as she can between. Fernandez with a beautiful little backhand volley from above her head, put away there at the net, and it's 15-all. TAUSON first serve here, goes into the net. Now a second on the way for Fernandez to take a look at. Second serve is good. Forehand return. Now backhand TAUSON up the line. Deep, and it's a winner. Oh, Fernandez didn't even reach for that, but she was there. That was kind of a weird one. 30-15 now for TAUSON. Ryan Rauscher asking, is TAUSON hurt? So she took a medical timeout after the first set. They did some work on her, but the physio was actually blocking our view of where she was doing the work. So I couldn't tell if she was working on her hamstring, on her lower back, somewhere there. But TAUSON does seem, during the play, she's fine. She seems to be fine, but in between points, oh, what a nice little cat and mouse point. Drop shot, TAUSON, and then Fernandez pushes it cross court. And then TAUSON chases that down, pushes it up the line. Fernandez almost gets to it, races back, but couldn't get enough juice to get it, to direct it back over the net there. So to answer your question, she looks hurt, but I can't confirm because she could, because you don't see anything overt. You don't see any limping or anything like that. Also, she does have a bandaging on her right quad. All right, she makes her way to the net, and then she does a drop shot. Leylah Fernandez tries to push it past her, but she pushes it too long. TAUSON with another easy hold, and now it is 2-all. All right. It just kind of feels like Leylah Annie is overpowered in this match so far. She's not doing too bad. She's down a set, yes, and she's even here at 2-all, but TAUSON just seems like if she gets just enough, like at any given moment, if she gets enough time to set up for like a heavy backhand or forehand, she's just laying into them and really knocking them in. Here we go. We got a backhand slice TAUSON. That lands in the alleyway. So it's 15-love now. Let's see here. I found the match finally, LOL. It took a little bit, but hey, that's the smallest size I would recommend. We're talking about, 65 inches, you're saying. Lots of TV talk. That's the size in my master bedroom and my guest bedroom. Michael, can we all come live with you? He's in my basement. I have a 75-inch Sony ZD9, which is 6 years old. Yes, that's right. You heard me say Z. That's how we say it in Canada. Actually, I believe it's similar in the UK as well. So, nice one. One hand. I was gonna say nice forehand up the line ripper. Ooh, Canadian flags in the crowd. Love to see it. All right, so Fernandez up 30-love here, trying to have a rare easy service hold. Hasn't come too often for either of these players. Nice first serve is in. Return up the middle. Now forehand cross court. Ripper of a forehand from Fernandez. It's a winner, and it's 40 love. The raspberry outfit. Okay, so Begu has won officially over Irani. That was one of the matches that was still going on. The other one's still going on. Rakhimova is up 1-0 over Magdalena Freck. Ooh, Fernandez with a forehand ripper. Looked like it went off the line, but they called it out. I would have challenged that or asked them to take a look at it at least, but she didn't. 40-15 here. A couple more game points for Leylah. She's a trilingual speaker. She speaks fluent French, Spanish, and English, does Leylah Fernandez, being from Quebec and being from a Spanish family. Oh, beautiful drop. Oh, beautiful drop volley from Fernandez that lands on the sideline. TAUSON races up and pushes that up the line for the winner. So Fernandez is doing a lot right, but just the very last step of some of these points. A couple of them, she reached out and it went off the end of her frame and she ended up losing the point that way. This was another one where she set herself up beautifully, but that she just didn't cover up the line that well. Oh, another passing winner from TAUSON, and she erases a 40 love deficit and brings it to deuce. This time, Fernandez makes an approach shot on the +1 up the line, and TAUSON just rips a cross-court dipper, makes it over the court, over the net, and dips real quick. Fernandez no chance, and now Fernandez finds herself in deuce all of a sudden. Michael, do you have a TV in your basement? You have a TV in your basement? I said earlier, Mike has the setup. Yeah, it sounds unbelievable. TMD basement, the man cave. Yeah. Okay, forehand from TAUSON is a nice. Oh, it's a winner. Cross court forehand. So 4 straight points after being down 40 love on the Fernandez serve. TAUSON has now won 4 straight points and is looking to get ahead by a break once again. So yeah, something's ailing her, but not during the points. Only she's just smartly just not wasting any energy whatsoever between points. All right, serve out wide, and the slice return goes wide as well. So unreturned serve, helping out the Canadian here, bringing it back to deuce. I feel like Leylah needs to be careful here, because if she does not win this game, it could spell the end of this one. First serve is good. Forehand return, nice and deep. Forehand Fernandez, backhand TAUSON, and that's long, setting up another game point for Fernandez. Basements freak me out, LOL. I don't have one in my house. I have an attic. Daria! Hey, everyone. 2 streams on GTL together. Yeah, and we missed you earlier, Daria. I ended up doing the Alcaraz match, but we didn't start calling it until till the end of the 3rd set. So the match started really early for me, and then Ben asked me, he's like, hey, you awake? You want to do it? So got to call the last set of the Alcaraz match. It was a pretty decent match. And now, and then we're hoping that match ended on time, because we didn't want to be late for this one. And luckily, all the timing worked out perfectly. Fernandez with a gutsy hold, nicely done, and she is up 3-2.
She don't care about what you say, Leylah Fernandez. She's feeling fine, Leylah Fernandez. She's doing it right, Leylah Fernandez. She's feeling fine tonight. It's Leylah Fernandez.
It's Leylah Fernandez. All right. So let's see. Man, it's all about TVs in our chat right now. Damn. I have a full wet bar with TV and pool table with TV also. Michael, what do you do for a living, my friend? You sound like you live in a resort. Like, I feel like a resort in like Mexico where there's like a pool, and then there's like bar seats inside the pool, so you could be in the pool sitting down, and then there's like a bartender in the pool under like some cabana, and then there's a hot tub, and you got all your family and barbecuing going on. That's my mental picture of what's going on at Michael's house. In the USA, having a basement is very normal. Except in Arizona, folks, believe it or not. Arizona, when I was there, they're called ranch-style houses. So they're like, instead of stacking, the floor plan is just like way wider. They have bigger properties, so there's more surface area to work with, and there's they don't like to have basements would be good in Arizona, but they don't really have too many 2-story houses. Because it's costs. I mean, they do. There's a bunch, but mainly it's 1-story because it costs a lot of energy to heat up as you go, because hot air rises, right? So as you have more and more floors, more heat will travel upwards, and it costs more to cool down. All right, TAUSON now serving here. 15 love. She's on serve here at 3-2, also up a set. Serve is long. I worked in IT for many years. I like technology. Yeah, sounds like it. So do you set up all your stuff as well, or do you get the pros to come in and like set up your surround and all that? I feel like you'd be good at that. If Alcaraz remains consistent like he was in first, third, and fourth set, then I don't think even Novak could handle it. Topspin was even more than Madrid, I felt. Yeah, I mean, he's working I think Alcaraz and Djokovic both are working their way into these tournaments. Really excited to see how Novak does today. I want to see him improve. I'm pretty sure he will on his first round matchup. Oh, Leylah Annie makes her way to the net, but TAUSON rips a forehand cross court. Leylah Annie cannot handle that, and the volley attempt lands on her own side of the net. So Leylah Annie's doing so many good things, just the execution is off today. It's like she's doing 90% of, like, she's doing 100% of the work, but she's setting up the point 90% of it, and then that last 10% she's just missing by execution. You know, like, she's doing everything to get herself to that last stroke, and then she's kind of missing it. There she is at the net again, and she could have put that volley away, but she put it up the line, and TAUSON just rips a forehand up the line winner, and it is now 40-15. Once again, she comes in when she should on the right approach, but she didn't execute that second last shot, that volley, well enough. If she did, TAUSON wouldn't have had any chance. So once again, Leylah Annie just not putting together a complete performance, and TAUSON is taking every advantage she can. Anytime she has a passing shot, she's taking it, and it's going in right now. So you got to give credit where it's due. The Dane is definitely playing some pretty sharp tennis, even though she's looking like she's moving kind of gingerly. Ooh, +1 forehand. It was a rocket. It was called out, and Leylah Annie is marked the thing. The umpire concurs with Leylah Annie. It was out, and so now it's 40-30, another game point. Covey moving over to Ben and Novak. No offense, I love watching Leylah, but I want to scrutinize Novak a bit today. Later, everyone. Gary, I know Novak is your favorite men's player, and you definitely do never have to apologize. If my favorite player is playing in a major, I am all eyes on that player, whether it's male or female. So you have a good time, and let's hope Novak continues on the upward trajectory. I believe he will be, and I will be tuning in after this one as well. So have fun watching that, my friend. I recommend you Google the Nakamichi Dragon sound system on YouTube. Okay, I'll have to maybe do that after the match. Nakamichi Dragon sound system. That just sounds gangster, like good gangster. Okay, Fernandez now. By the way, TAUSON does hold. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it is 3-all. So Fernandez now, second serve to kick off game 7. And it's a let. So yeah, so you can set it up, especially now. Yep. Okay. We got Fernandez with a overhead, and she puts that away nicely. 15 love. Decent little rally there. Okay, folks, what are we at? 33 likes, not too shabby. Ooh, only 21 people in, so I think everyone's watching Novak now. Another let for serve from Leylah, so we'll have another chance to rip a first serve in. Ooh, folks, I think I just got a little bit of a view of Leylah's shoes, and I think she might be wearing on shoes. Did not notice that before. Is it? I want to say she is. I can't fully tell, but it looks like the on logo. They haven't done a close-up. Yesterday they did a close-up of Azarenka's shoes because she had written in hand her son's name, Leo, on the side of the sole. So they did a close-up. I'm pretty sure Leylah Fernandez is rocking on shoes, which is interesting because Iga Swiatek moved away from Asics to on, but she kept the Asics shoes. So her clothing and hat is all on, wristbands and stuff, skirts, but the shoes are Asics still. So I was wondering why that is, and now it looks like we're seeing this is the first female player that I've seen with on shoes. Okay, Fernandez with a serve is a good out wide, but the +1 into the net. So now 40-15, still a couple game points. I want to confirm, but I'm 90% sure she's wearing on shoes. Okay, good serve up the middle. The return goes just wide from TAUSON, and it's a hold for Fernandez. She's up 4-3 at this changeover. I'm watching Novak and you. There you go. Got the split screen going. Well, you got enough TVs for it, Michael. That's for sure. But hey, thanks for the support, Michael. Appreciate it, man. Leylah Fernandez eating a banana. All right, let's take a look at. Okay, so I'm going to run through the men's scores real quick. So Tsitsipas moves through against Carballes Baena in straights. Fonini over Kubler straights. Offner over Korda in straights. Sonego over Humbert in straights. Schwartzman over Borges in straights. We also had Hachanov over Radu Albot in straights. Davidovich Fokina over Luca Van Asch in straights. We had Nori over Pui in straights. And then the non-straights, we had Kokonakis over Wawrinka in 5. We had Chapo over Arnaldi in 4. We had JP Varillas over Batista Agut in 5. We had Alcaraz over Taro Daniel in 4. And currently, Greek score is up 2-1 against Hurkacz, but Hurkacz has 4 set points in the tie break right now in set number 4. So Hurkacz has 4 chances to force a 5th set there. Moutet just took set number 3. So now Rublev is up 2-1 against Moutet. Musetti is up 1 set, and they're 1-1 in the second set. And then Fukovic is in the first game of the match. All right, Fernandez with a nice serve. Sorry, with a nice return, I should say. And then, that was dropped in. So Fernandez did a return, pushed it up the line, and TAUSON hit a backhand right back up that very same line. I thought it was called out, but it was not actually. So it is 15 love for TAUSON here. Okay, we got a nice rally going. Forehand to, inside out forehand from TAUSON is a winner. So 30 love now. Real quick here on her serve. Okay. So another foot fault from TAUSON. And then she kind of throws her arms up in annoyance. That's a third foot fault that's been called on her in the match, folks. Okay, serve is good. Return is wide from Fernandez and sets up a 40-love scoreline for TAUSON. Now TAUSON showing signs of frustration, but I don't get it. She's up 40-love. She's up a set. And she just won that point, and then afterwards, oh, you know what? She's mad because one of Fernandez's shots, she believes it was long and it was not called out. And so she's frustrated because she just kind of shook her head at the umpire and then made pointed her racket at the mark. So that makes sense. I was like, why is she frustrated? She just won the point. She's up 40-love. But that makes sense. Okay. Now Fernandez does win a point. And it is 40-15. So a couple more game point opportunities for TAUSON if needed. Okay, first serve is wide. Michael Engler looks like Novak, says Harry Aravo. I don't know. I actually don't know what he looks like. All right, the +1 from TAUSON goes long on the backhand wing. So now 40-30. Camila Morsey Harris saying she's injured. Yeah, she is. I just don't know exactly what the injury is. She took a medical timeout. She has her right thigh bandaged up. But during the actual points, she looks 100%. She looks fine. She's running forward and back, side to side, hitting, running forehands and backhands. But in between points, she's extremely low energy and stuff like that. And it looks like she's trying to conserve energy. I just can't tell what the injury is, because if it's the lower back or if it's the quad or the hamstring, I just can't tell. Definitely, yeah, she definitely is. There's something going on for sure, but it's actually impressive how she's just playing the points and then chilling during the points off. Also has her left wrist bandaged up too, so she looks like a bunch of spare parts, but she's playing really well. Nice forehand right at the feet of Fernandez, and then a drop shot. Fernandez pushes that into the net. She raced over to get to it, and TAUSON now with the advantage. Ooh, Fernandez once again. She didn't play 90% of the point well. She made it. It wasn't a good drop shot. It was a high bouncing drop shot. Fernandez gets to it in plenty of time, but just pushes it into the net. So the execution has been definitely off. The opposite can be said for TAUSON. Her execution has been great, even though she's feeling injured. Ooh, backhand slice, though, there was a little bit wide. So back to deuce here. I feel like TAUSON's just trying to make it to the end of the set, hopefully win it, and then say, okay, have a couple days off before round 3. That's kind of what I feel that's her energy is kind of pointing to. Definitely, you can guess that she does not want to play a third set, which is fairly obvious when someone has an injury. Oh, the +1 is a drop shot. Fernandez gets to it, pushes it up the line, and the backhand attempt off of that from TAUSON goes wide, and Fernandez with another breakpoint opportunity. So yeah, TAUSON there, you could tell she did not want to move much, so she just did a drop shot to try to close the point early. Drop shot was not that great, though. All right, good serve up the middle. Backhand return. Now backhand TAUSON, backhand Fernandez, forehand TAUSON, forehand Fernandez, short ball. TAUSON goes cross court. Another defensive lob. Ooh, lands in from Fernandez behind the baseline now is TAUSON. And then Fernandez hits a swinging volley, and that goes long. So she was on defense, and then the very first point she had on offense after she turned it around, she sails that one long. So great defensive play there from Fernandez to get that lob in, but then that swinging volley, she was too eager. She was like, she's going from defense to offense, and I think her eyes just got a little too big. All right, back to deuce here. TAUSON, beauty serve up the middle, and then the +1 cross court, chipped back from Fernandez, backhand TAUSON, forehand Fernandez. And that goes long, so Tauson with another game point. I think French players have immense support, and the stadiums are always full. Yeah, French are definitely like Bercy, and then of course here at the French Open, they are really well known for supporting their own. I think most countries are, but yeah, the French is something special for sure. Here we go. Here comes Tauson. First serve is good. Backhand return. Now backhand Tauson. Forehand Fernandez into the net, and it is a big hold from Tauson. And then she yells. First kind of big sign of emotion there from Tauson, letting out a little bit of a roar. All right, folks, an hour and 27 minutes in. We got a couple of 20-year-olds. One of them will make it to the third round of this year's French Open. One of them will head home after this match. Who will it be? Right now, well, Tauson is looking to have a pretty good advantage. She's up a set, and we are on serve 4-all here in the second. And a good serve up the tee from Fernandez. Desperation return is a high lob, and then Fernandez with an easy put away on the short ball, 15 love. All right, Novak is up 2 games to love, so early break against Marton Fucovitz. Musetti is still up a set and on serve against Shevchenko, and Rublev they're on serve in the fourth set. Rublev up 2-1 in that one. And then Griekspoor and Hurkacz did end up closing out that fourth set, so they're into a fifth set. Griekspoor versus Hurkacz. That'll be an interesting one as well. Backhand Tauson now, forehand Fernandez, backhand slice. Oh, it's a drop shot from Tauson. Fernandez gets to it and redrops, and it's a winner for Fernandez. Finally, she tried to do that 2 or 3 times, but it's the first time she's executed, and it is love 30. So Tauson needs to be very careful here. If she is not, Fernandez may have a chance to serve out this set. Great redrop there from Fernandez. Good hustle, and then a big fist pump. Oh, thought that was an ace up the tee from Fernandez, but a late call out. Here comes the second serve. It's a good serve. Backhand return. Now forehand Fernandez, and that one goes long. So now 30-15. All right, folks, we got 35 likes on the video, 25 people in. So thank you guys. Everyone has been giving us likes. Really appreciate it. I'm going to see if we can get to 50 likes on this stream. That would be amazing. Especially considering the fact that Djokovic stream has started. So that's going to be pulling some eyeballs away. Okay, Fernandez now, game point 40-15. Oh, it's an ace out wide. A rare ace out wide. You haven't seen many out wide serves from Leylah Annie today, and she holds for a 5-4 lead. Good job for the Canadian there.
She don't care about what you say, Leylah Fernandez. She's feeling fine, Leylah Fernandez. She's doing it right, Leylah Fernandez. She's feeling fine tonight. It's Leylah Fernandez.
Leylah Fernandez up 5-4, but down a set. So, what is the scenario? Well, we have Clara Tauson is serving to stay in this set. If she does, then we're going to go beyond 6 games. If not, then we'll have a third set. Both players have toweled themselves off and are heading to their respective baselines. Okay, Tauson here, as mentioned, serving to stay in this one, folks. In this set, I should say. Not the match. She is up 1-0. Leylah Fernandez. Hey, M's in the house. Welcome. Hey, Covey. Hello, M's. How are you doing? Are you going back and forth between the Novak match and this one? I see Novak is up a break early already. 2-love, I think. Oh, no, 3-love it looks like. Yeah, 3-love now. So Novak off to a great start. And TAUSON also with a nice start here on that first point of the game. 20 forehand winners to 7 for TAUSON there. So the forehand has just been crushing. TAUSON now 30-love as Fernandez goes forehand into the net. Snail, welcome Snail. Hi, hey Covey. So Snail, I did end up watching that Monfils match, and I remember you were saying, do you think it'll be a mouth-watering match? And I was like, I think Rune is going to be the heavy favorite. He'll probably win it. But after watching Monfils, I still think Rune is going to be a heavy favorite, especially seeing how Monfils was cramping up. But I think it will be an amazing, amazing match. Yeah. It was honestly one of the most exciting sets of tennis I've ever watched. It was so crazy. He was down love 4, and then he just comes out of the gutter. And then first win as a father. I mean, it was all just so perfect. First night match there in Paris. He was literally born to play in Paris at night. So yeah, it was amazing. I was actually rewatching the Monfils match last night. It was insane. Honestly, it was like I was sitting there watching it and I'm like cheering out loud, like I'm just like, by myself with me and Gobi. I can't remember the last time. Well, I can. I did mention actually in the last stream about the electricity of some of these tournaments. I'm afraid my support for Monfils has to end now. Yeah, you're a Rune fan. I hear you. Hey, you got to go with your guy or your girl. So, all right, folks, 5-all here. So we are going beyond 6 games in this second set. Fernandez with a forehand. Now backhand TAUSON. Forehand Fernandez into the net. TAUSON gave a little bit of a moon ball. It's kind of like a high looper. Maybe that fooled the rhythm of Fernandez a bit. But alas, it is love 15. No M's, Rune can win in the future. We need another Monfils win, says Snail. Honestly, I would be so happy for Monfils just because it is Monfils. We're not going to have him around too much longer. I'm wondering if he's maybe hoping to stick around to play in Paris at the Olympics next year. I wonder if that might be one of his goals, kind of like we thought would be the goal for Rafa, of course. Oh, a nice backhand over the shoulder, overhead flick from Fernandez, cross court. TAUSON tried to lob over her, but a very skilled shot there on the going backwards, backhand over the body. That's a real tough shot. Good job, Fernandez. And she follows that up with an ace up the tee, 30-15 now. Covey, but I agree. Rune is for sure. Snehal, I prefer wins in the present. There you go. Camilla, go Leylah. Can we give a little shout out to Iga on her birthday? Yes, that is true. She has turned 22 today. I did see that on Twitter, and I just kind of forgot to mention it, mainly because she didn't play today. And so kind of slipped out of my mind. But yes, thank you, Camilla. Happy birthday to our world number 1. She's been the world number 1 for 61 straight weeks. Only the 3rd player ever to become world number 1 and hold it for over 60 weeks. The first time she held it. So really, really impressive. And of course, defending champion, 2-time champion here at Roland Garros. Also defending champion in the US Open. It is the world number 1 on the women's side. It is her 22nd birthday. We wish her all the best. And a beautiful running cross-court shot as she makes her way to the net, does Fernandez, and it's a passing winner. She holds for 6-5, and once again, TAUSON will serve to stay in the set. All right, folks, what is up tomorrow on the docket, you're probably wondering. Well, let me tell you. It goes a little something like this. On the women's side, we are going to have American Day versus Madison Keys. We're going to have Rebekina versus Noskova. We're going to have Schmidlova versus Bolsova Zadoinov of Spain. We have Diana Schneider, who I mixed up with Schmidlova yesterday. Diana Schneider versus Beatriz Haddad Maya. We're going to have Sorribes Tormo versus Petra Martic. We're going to have Cocciaretto versus Waltert of Switzerland. We're going to have Diane Perry, the one-handed backhand from France, against Mira Andreeva, the 16-year-old from Russia, who's been basically on fire since the Madrid tournament. Rebecca Peterson versus Jinyu Wang of China. We have Alexandrova versus Friedsam of Germany. We'll have Bernarda Pera versus Donna Vekic. Iga Swiatek, the birthday girl, tomorrow will face Liu of the United States. Grabner versus Goff. We have Paulini versus Danilovic. We have Dodin versus Jabeur. We have Canadian Bianca Andreescu versus American Emma Navarro. And we have Davis of the US versus Lucia Sarenko. So those are your women's matchups. We'll get you to the men's side as well at some point on a break here. So Tauson now. First serve into the net at 5-6. Second serve is good. Return up the middle. Backhand Tauson. Forehand Fernandez. Backhand Tauson. Forehand Fernandez. Cross court. Forehand from Tauson. Tries to drop it, but it does not go over the net. And it's love 15. If this match goes close, we could get some epic Runa angry moments. Yeah, for sure. And if he plays the villain, it could be pretty fun too. Sean and the crowd are going to destroy him. Covey, how crazy was the last game? Fully cramped and could barely walk and still hitting winners. Sometimes I feel he is the most entertaining player to watch ever. He's definitely up there. You got Dustin Brown. You got Gael Monfils. I would even put Kyrgios up there, even though sometimes he really bothers me with his non-tennis antics. But in terms of just like entertainment value, yeah, those guys are up there. I agree, Snehal. That was, like I said, just the most electric the set of tennis that I've ever seen. The crowd was just bonkers. Anytime Monfils hit a good shot, the crowd was just crazy. I just had the best time ever watching that match. Okay, Fernandez is... Oh, Tauson now hits a backhand into the net and then immediately throws her racket into the ground in disgust. And the reason is because she has now given 3 breakpoint opportunities for Leylah Annie to take this set. Yes, folks, Leylah Annie just needs to win one of the next 3 points. Easier said than done, but she's put herself in a great position to get to a third set. First serve off the tape and wide. So second serve now for Fernandez to have a look at. Second serve is good. Return nice and deep. Forehand Tauson. Backhand Fernandez. Forehand Tauson. That goes long. And we are going to a third and deciding set. Leylah Annie takes it 7-5. Did not see that coming about 10 minutes ago. And maybe, just maybe, the injury woes for Tauson are starting to add up. All right, folks, give it up one time for the Canadians.
She don't care about what you say, Leylah Fernandez. She's feeling fine, Leylah Fernandez. She's doing it right, Leylah Fernandez. She's feeling fine tonight. It's Leylah Fernandez.
Excuse me. Okay. Drank some water, went down the wrong pipe. Excuse me, I'm just going to mute my mic as I cough. Sorry, guys. Apologies, folks. Little coughing fit. Thankful for that mute button, though. Okay, Sean Power, England's finest, says, LOL, definitely M's. Should be exciting either way. Regards to the Monfils Runa match. Songa was entertaining as well. Is there something in the water over there? Arthur Fils as well. Very entertaining. Luca Van Asch as well, by all accounts. I haven't seen Asch play. I have seen highlights, but I've actually sat down and watched Arthur Fils play, and does he play well? Let's see here, folks. Just got another. Oh. Got some sort of notification pop up in my ear, but I don't know what it was. Players are still chilling as they water the court and clean the lines and get it prepared for a deciding third set here on court number 6. Last match of the day on this court. Previously on this court, Khachanov straight sets victory. So yeah, there you go. A little bit of action there. I'm going to take a look at the draw right now, folks, on the women's side. And we'll just do a little talk through it since we do have time. See here, tournaments. Roland Garros. Draws. Women's singles. Okay, so yeah, taking a look here. Iga is gonna face Liu. Let's see. I'm gonna give you the popcorn matches in round 3. Okay, the ones that I think are gonna be popcorn. Iga, just because it's Iga. She's playing tomorrow. Andreescu, she played really well versus Azarenka. That's going to be another one must watch for me. Keys versus Day will be a good one. Pauri versus Andreeva, that'll be a really good one. Rybakina Noskova, consider that popcorn as well. Schneider and Haddad Maya, that's another one I want to watch. Big fan of Schneider. She's a big hitting youngster from Russia who just finished her American college career. Pera versus Vekic is another one. Jabeur Dodin. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty much it for the rest. So that's the top half. That's going to be round 3. Sorry, round 2 action tomorrow. I'm going to round up the top half of the women's side there. So yeah, going to have some good matches on. It looks like the players are ready. The umpire, actually, no, the umpire is on the court for some reason, and he's just very slowly walking back up to his chair. That was hilarious. It was almost like he was like, oh, I just feel like going for a stroll right now. So, I'm not sure what they're waiting for. Players are ready. The umpire, okay, there it is. The umpire. That was weird. The umpire just went for a stroll on the court, and then he gingerly walked up to the bench or to his seat, sat down, and then about 10 seconds later, he's like, okay, let's go. So casual. It's kind of interesting. All right, we're into our first rally. TAUSON with a cross-court forehand. Fernandez, backhand, chips it nice and deep. Backhand TAUSON, forehand Fernandez. Backhand TAUSON, backhand Fernandez. Backhand TAUSON. Now forehand Fernandez up the line, but it goes long. Little confusion, but cleared up really quick. Love 15 here. But Sean Monfils is just different. Like, honestly, his ability of pulling off insane shots is ridiculous. Yeah, and then also just the fact that you could tell he was so tired and he still kept on pulling them off. It was crazy, man. It was just like, it's fun watching a human being push themselves like beyond their limit, you know? TAUSON with a very nice approach and then ripped the forehand, which Fernandez could not get to, and it is now love 30. So once again, TAUSON trying to put pressure very early as she did in the first set. In the first set, she was up 4-love real quick before Fernandez got anything going. And then finally, TAUSON ended up taking that set 6-3. Ooh, TAUSON with the return goes off the net and then just lands about an inch wide. So unlucky there, but it is 15-30. Without that crowd, that wasn't happening. Yeah, he said, look, but it was great. He even said afterwards, I watched the on-court interview, and he just kept on saying repeatedly, he's like, honestly, if you guys weren't here, I wouldn't have won. It was because of you guys. If this match was not played here, I would not have won. Looks like a ball was called in, and then overruled. What's going on here? Okay, it was called out, then it was overruled, and then it was corrected. So it was out. Leylah Annie hit a shot. So it's double break point, 15-40 now. Now Leylah Annie with a nice +1 up the line. Defensive lob from TAUSON and easy put away there from Leylah Annie at the net. It is still break point, however, for Clara TAUSON, whom I was calling Clausen earlier because I was combining the first 2 letters of her first name with the last, whatever, 4 or 5 letters of her last name. Beautiful serve out wide, and TAUSON, I don't even know if she got a piece of it because the camera angle couldn't even go that far with the angle. I don't even know if she got a racket on it, with whether that was an ace or what. But anyways, it's a deuce now. Leylah Annie finds herself out of a little hole, saves a couple break points. Okay, good serve. Return up the middle, TAUSON. And then a backhand winner up the line from Leylah Annie, and it is game point for the Canadian. 37 likes, folks. Not bad. 28 people in here. Let's see if we can get to 50. I know the math doesn't add up, but maybe. Who knows? Let's just see. Let's just put it in the atmosphere. Nice job from Fernandez, wrong footing TAUSON and forcing her to hit a backhand into the alleyway. And it is 1-love for Leylah Annie. It's a good hold there for the Canadian. I'm going to give her some love for that.
She don't care about what you say, Leylah Fernandez. She's feeling fine, Leylah Fernandez. She's doing it right, Leylah Fernandez. She's feeling fine tonight. It's Leylah Fernandez.
See what's going on with Mr. Djokovic. It looks like Djokovic is up a break 3-1 here in the first set. Musetti is up 2 sets to love, and he's up a break. So he's up 2 sets in a break now is Musetti. And Rublev, they're on serve in the 4th set. Rublev is up 2 sets to 1. All right, TAUSON hits a +1, a winner up the line, and it is 15-love for the Dane. Okay, TAUSON, nice serve. Return is good. Now we got backhand from TAUSON, forehand Fernandez, forehand TAUSON cross court, and it's long. So 15-all here. It's Leylah Fernandez. Oh, I didn't finish my smoothie. Threw some blackberries in it today with my unsweetened almond milk. Good serve out wide, and the return goes long, 30-all. I was smiling from ear to ear watching Maltese last night. I was, my father's no longer around, but my dad loved watching sports. Like, he wasn't like a big tennis fan or a big hockey fan, but he just loved watching like greatness and excellence and like people put their effort in. And for some reason, watching that match, I just kept on thinking about my dad, about how much he would have just loved it. And also my dad could never catch my dad not smiling. And so when I see Maltese and when he was talking about being a dad, it kind of just put it all together for me. But yeah, it was just like, there's so much joy watching that match. I totally agree with you there, Ems. I was smiling ear to ear, and I was just like, I was joyful. Like I've always liked Gael Monfils. I mean, I'm not necessarily cheering for or against him. Most of the time I am, because I just like his style of play. But man, he put real joy in my heart yesterday. It was amazing. LOL, there are also Clausen pickles in refrigerator section of the grocery store. You're right. Maybe that's what I was thinking. I love pickles, actually. And I think my cousin buys the sliced ones to put on sandwiches, which I steal from his jar without him knowing. Hopefully he doesn't watch this stream. They're pricey but good. Yeah, no, I've definitely had them. Novak having hard time closing this game, says Kathy. Oh, where are we at? I guess we might have closed it. It's 4-1 now. And a hold for TAUSON as well. And so there we go. We're on serve. We're in for a good set here. Oh, so we had a break point, but I guess he saved it there. Novak's crumbling at the box. Kathy, he gives them the deaths there. Covey, I like how we talk about there can't be anyone like Big Three. It is similar with Monfils. Like the feel of watching him play is just different and it is irreplaceable. And when he's done, he will be missed. Yeah, for sure. I've even been really bummed that he hasn't been playing in the last year or so because of all these injuries and stuff like that, because I know we are near the end of his career as well. And so, but yeah, let's just hope. I mean, I hope he gets the night match tomorrow against Rune. I really do. And I want him to light up the sky once again. I still think Rune is going to win that match, but I'm really excited for it. Maybe like if he takes like a magical set or something, you know. Leylah Annie with a double fault here at 15-all, so now it is 15-30. Fifth double fault for Leylah Annie, 6 on the hole for TAUSON. So hasn't been the cleanest service games from both players, but hasn't been bad either. Hey everyone, let's go Leylah. Bill, our Canadian friend, also was in yesterday for the Bianca match. Good to have you, Bill. And our girl's looking pretty good. Leylah Annie, I had her in 3 sets. Ooh, I thought that was long there from TAUSON, but the play keeps going. Now forehand Fernandez, backhand TAUSON, forehand Fernandez up the line, forehand TAUSON, and nice and deep. Forehand Fernandez. Now she makes her way to the net, and it's a lob from TAUSON. Swinging volley from Fernandez. TAUSON tries to pass. Volley from Fernandez. TAUSON tries to pass again, but this time is successful on the backhand cross court. And it is now 15-30. So constant pressure on the Fernandez serve by TAUSON. Keeping at it. Hey, Bill, says Ems. I mean, his style of play and ability and personality together combined is irreplaceable. Yeah. You're right, Snail. He is definitely a one-of-a-kind player in terms of attitude, in terms of how people love him. He's one of those guys who, if you pay $150 for a ticket, he could hit one shot in one of his matches that is worth the price of admission. You know what I mean? Like he could hit like a crazy running forehand at 110-mile-an-hour winner. Only maybe 2-3 players in the world can do. So yeah, he's one of those guys who's worth the price of admission. Yes, Stayhill and the U.S. sports channels call him the human highlight reel. Yeah, and actually, the first person who was nicknamed the human highlight reel is one of my favorite basketball players of all time, Dominique Wilkins of the Atlanta Hawks. His nickname was the human highlight reel. He could jump endlessly high and dunk and everything. Okay, Novak held. Kathy unhappy about that. Good emoji, Kathy. LOL. Cedric just came out from the back of one of Michael's TVs to see Covey still here. That is hilarious, Cedric. Good to have you, brother. Hermano Cedric. All right, so it's TAUSON has the breakpoint opportunity. We got Fernandez chip back. Now backhand up the line, and it's a winner and a big scream from TAUSON. And she takes the first break in the final set, does the Danish player. All right, I'm going to give her some love as well, deserved, as she is now in sight of the finish line, potentially.
It's Clara TAUSON, Clara TAUSON. Give it up from the girl from Copenhagen, the girl who's pretty awesome. It's Clara TAUSON, it's Clara TAUSON.
Yes, it is, folks. It is Clara TAUSON, compatriot of Holger Rune, who tomorrow will be facing the man who lit up Paris last night, Gael Monfils, with a stunning 5-set victory after being down love 4 in the 5th set. It was crazy. Kind of feel bad for Sebastian Baez as well. Every time he hit a first serve out, the crowd went crazy. Every time something went against him, the crowd went crazy. And they weren't doing it to cheer against him. They were obviously cheering for their Gael Monfils, but you do kind of feel for him. Especially last year, Sebastian Baez was up 2-0 on Alex Zverev. And he ended up losing that after having some match points as well. So a couple of heartbreaking results in the last 2 years for Sebastian Baez at Roland Garros. All right, Tauson now, first serve into the net, game number 4. She is up a set. She's up a break here in this third and deciding set. Second serve is good. Backhand return, nice and deep. Backhand Tauson. It's a lob and swinging volley from Fernandez, which Tauson hits a forehand passing winner up the line. Wow, that is definitely the shot of the match. Fernandez smartly took it out of the air to limit the amount of time for Tauson, but Tauson all guts and just on the full stretch, she hits a forehand up the line, and oh my goodness, was that a beautiful running forehand shot of the day for sure. All right, Tauson's trying to follow that up, and he's got a backhand slice here. Fernandez makes her way to the net and tries to approach shot, but the approach shot goes wide. She didn't even have to go that hard. Tauson was already on the other side of the court. Fernandez, the first point was Tauson was just gorgeous. The second point, Fernandez set that up nicely and kind of, I'd say she more lost the point than Tauson won it. But alas, Tauson with the 30-love lead. And nice serve, but the return is a cross-court short angle winner from Fernandez. So she gets her way on the board here in this fourth game of the third set. And human highlight reel. I just love that nickname. Hey Cedric, that's funny. Hey Max. Yeah, I just came out from one of Michael's TV sets to watch. Oh wow, inside out forehand from Tauson, and that sets up 40-15 double game point. Wow, gosh, Tauson is just striking the ball, folks, totally killing it. Now our scoreboard says the winners 26-21 for Tauson. I think those numbers are a little skewed. I think Tauson has a few more than that. I could be wrong though. And then the unforced, it says 17 Tauson, 19 for Fernandez. All right. Oh, Fernandez with a ripper of a backhand up the line return. Wasn't a clean winner. Tauson got a racket on it, but could not handle the pace. Man, did she put a lot of... Not only did she put velocity, but she put spin on it. So when it hit the ground, it just darted forward. Tauson just couldn't handle that juice. And one game point erased. Another one on the way. Serve is good. Return up the middle. Now forehand Tauson inside out and up the line winner. And it's a beautiful stroke right there. And she consolidates and takes a 3-1 lead. Bill saying Leylah could be awesome if she only had a serve height challenge, hashtag height challenge, hashtag no free points. Yeah, I hear you there. She has a pretty good serve for her height, but yeah, if you're comparing her to any of the big servers, Coco Gauff, Rybakina, Sabalenka, women like that, Garcia, she can't handle that sort of firepower constantly. One thing I do remember as well, it was her serve in the U.S. Open final against Emma Raducanu was horrendous. I think she was like 30 or 40% first serve. She could not get a first serve in that whole entire match. I just remember thinking, and she actually acquitted herself pretty well for someone who couldn't get a first serve in. But yeah, that was huge. I was just like, oh man, if you had a better serving day, you could have maybe at least gotten a set. Drop shot from Fernandez. Tauson runs up in plenty of time and rips a forehand cross-court winner. And it is now love 15. And I feel like Tauson has the juice getting into her legs at the right time. I feel like she's... her energy level is picking up. I think she kind of smells like, hey, I need to do it here, or else if I don't, I'm going to leave the door open for this young Canadian. First serve is long from Fernandez. Coco needs to improve her forehand. She certainly does. She absolutely does. Some people saying, "Oh, she takes 6 months off and exclusively work on it, and then try and work her way back up in the rank." Oh no, TAUSON just got wrong-footed, and she's holding her left knee. She crouched down, and now she's touching her lower back, and she's wincing. You can see her face, her teeth. She's doing this like. So she hit a backhand return. It was a loopy return. And then Fernandez just put it back in the same corner. And she tried to push off to go to the ball and just stopped. It's like her body just buckled. Well, she's hitting the ball right nicely now. Oh, gosh. She hit 3 straight forehands, but the third one was an inside-out forehand that was actually wide. And she's gingerly walking. I cannot figure out TAUSON, folks, because I mean, she's gutsy. I got give her that. Her and the other Dane, Runa, they will play through some pretty tough circumstances. I mean, she looks like she's in pain, but during the points, she's still not giving an inch. All right, Fernandez, 30-15. And it's a double fault, Fernandez. You don't want to be doing that now. TAUSON is looking vulnerable, and you don't want to give away free points. You just don't. Anyways, Fernandez now 30 all. Very important moment in this match, folks. Fernandez serve is good. Backhand return. Now Fernandez goes off the tape, bounces up, and lands on the TAUSON side. Lucky bounce for Fernandez, setting up game point for 40-30. Yeah, she ripped that backhand. It goes straight upwards, popped up, and then it landed on the TAUSON side, very close to the net. She just couldn't get there on time. Leylah Annie apologizes, as one does. All right. And it's an ace up the tee to follow up. So Fernandez holds and stays within a break. She's now down 3-2. And up a break, TAUSON will serve after this changeover. Sean saying, I don't know why it takes so long to adjust a stroke when they play for hours every day. Yeah, I think changing a stroke that you've had for many years, because like think about it this way, like Coco's had her forehand for X amount of years, like literally ingrained. She does it in her sleep, the motion, the setup, every single thing, every acute motion that she makes is ingrained as a pattern in her mind. And in order to change that, you have to unprogram what she already does and then reprogram it in a different way, in the way that you want it to be. So it's not as easy as like, oh, why don't you just do something different? It's like, no, you have to untrain yourself. And that's the same thing that happened with Aryna Sabalenka. She had to retrain herself to do a second serve. She had to kind of hit it a different way. She used to hit a slice second serve all the time. Now she does kick second serves, which give her more margin. So, but then I watched this wonderful interview by the guy who actually was in charge of changing her swing technique. And it was a wonderful interview that Gary actually sent me, GSL. I forgot the guy's name, but if you look up Sabalenka's like serving coach, or the guy who changed, look it up or whatever, he had a nice interview on one of the tennis podcasts. Yeah, he was really breaking down on how that works and how really difficult it is. It was really cool. So anyways, thought I'd share that out there. All right, Fernandez with a backhand cross court, chop back from TAUSON. Now forehand cross court, Fernandez, backhand chop TAUSON, and then backhand Fernandez, backhand TAUSON, drop shot Fernandez. TAUSON doesn't even try, and it is love 15. So a door has opened up for Fernandez here. The injury trouble, whatever it may be, again, I'm sorry, I have not been able to pinpoint exactly what's going on. She's grabbed her knee at some point. She's grabbed her quad. She's grabbed her back. She's had work done on, looked like her back and or her hamstring. So it could be a bunch of things. She also has a bandage on her left wrist. So I don't know exactly what's ailing TAUSON, but Fernandez, her chance to win this match lies in keeping pressure on TAUSON. Now, TAUSON has been playing really well, though. She's been, when she gets time to rip a forehand or a backhand, she's really putting heat and mustard on it. So she's definitely doing her part, even though she's obviously a little bit ailing. I'm just going to unplug this. There we go. Oh, shoot. Apologies, guys. Apologies. All right. Fernandez with a second serve return into the net. That was not the type of point you want to give up, especially when you have an injured player that you want to keep pressure on. All right, TAUSON now has a 30-15 lead in this game. The Musetti and Shevchenko is going to end sooner than this match. Crazy. Okay, forehand Fernandez and inside-out forehand TAUSON. It's a beauty. And now 40-15, Leylah Fernandez looking up at her box and saying, what am I supposed to do? What do I do? And TAUSON just really connecting with the ball here. Beautiful. Nice margin over the net. And heavy dip. Okay. Double game point for TAUSON here. First serve. Ooh, very long. Second serve coming up. Max, did that match start after this one? Wonder if it did. Second serve is good. Forehand winner return up the line from Fernandez. Very short backswing, and she just kind of redirected this forehand up the line using the pace from the serve to put that away. Smartly done there by the Canadian. All right, another game point for the Dane. TAUSON, Clara TAUSON. First serve is good. Backhand return up the line, and then forehand TAUSON, nice and deep. Forehand Fernandez. Backhand slice TAUSON, forehand Fernandez, backhand slice TAUSON, barely makes it over. Forehand Fernandez, looping shot from TAUSON, swinging volley Fernandez, second looper, second swinging volley. Now Fernandez makes her way back. Backhand TAUSON, forehand Fernandez, backhand TAUSON cross court, forehand Fernandez up the middle, forehand TAUSON, forehand Fernandez, backhand TAUSON into the net. And a massive roar from Leylah Fernandez. TAUSON bends over, leans on her knees after that lengthy rally. And we are at deuce here. Again, gutsy effort here from Fernandez. It was a great rally from both players. Fernandez made her way to the net, and then a really nice lob pushed her back. She hit a swing volley off of that, but that forced another lob that was even better, pushed her back even more, and then she came back, and then ended up being a 20-shot rally, longest match as well. Beautiful serve out wide, and then the return is shipped back into the alley, just wide by Fernandez, setting up game point for TAUSON, looking to continue to hold that one break advantage in this final set. Oh my God, Runa Monfils is the night match tomorrow. Atmosphere is going to be off the scale. I am going to ask Ben and JG if I can do that. So Mondays and Wednesdays, I've got some commitments that I have to help my mom get to, appointments such and such. But the non-Monday, Wednesday matches, I'm all over it. So I'm going to ask Ben and JG. Well, hopefully they'll say, Covey, call you, buddy. And a beautiful backhand up the line there from TAUSON. She ends up holding, and good effort from Fernandez. But TAUSON is, you got to say, very, very gutsy play from this player. I've never seen her play live. She's obviously injured, and she just is not backing down a single inch. Nice serve there up the tee. Fernandez unreturned by TAUSON as it goes wide into the alleyway. 15 love. Thank you, Ems, for sharing that news. And gosh, I almost want to ask Ben and JG. I'm going to ask them right now in our WhatsApp chat and be like, hey, cool if I do the Monfils match tomorrow. You guys, wanted to throw my name in the hat for Monfils Runa tomorrow. Oh, well, let's see. Snail, Covey, you would be the best for the Monfils match. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. But honestly, we have great commentators. We got Roland, we've got Nicolette, we've got Svetlana, we've got Ben, JG. I'm not sure if Miles David is doing any, but yeah, I think honestly, anyone who does a call is going to do a great job. But I do really appreciate that sentiment, my friend. From 40 love to deuce on Shevchenko's serve, Musetti wins the game 5-2. So he's getting close, is he? There we got a slice from Fernandez, forehand TAUSON. Desperation backhand from Fernandez. It goes into the net. And so Fernandez had a 40 love lead, but will not get the game to love. TAUSON does get a point. Said he's planning to win the match on his serve. All right. We got Mike Eggenberger saying, come on, Fernandez. Let's see if she can do it. Nice serve up the middle, slice return. Now she makes her way to the net, cross-court forehand, and then it's a overhead. It's a lob from TAUSON, which the overhead is put away by Fernandez. Just like Murray matches are for David, Monfils matches for Covey, maybe. There you go. I like that. For sure. Yeah, David is a massive lover of Andy Murray. Gotta give him props for the respect. All right, TAUSON. We'll serve after this changeover. Fernandez does hold for 3-4, and TAUSON just 2 games away now. Let's see. Yeah, gosh, I'm excited. I really, really hope that I get to call that match. I would love it if it goes 5 sets too. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I was like 95% sure they were going to make sure Monfils was on it. And the fact that it's against a top-end player as well. But to see that it is confirmed, it's definitely the night match, is very smile-inducing for me. All right, folks, let me tell you what's going on in the remaining matches. Talon, Greekspor, and Hurkacz are tied at 4 games apiece. And they're at deuce at 4-all in the 5th set. So that's a barn burner over there. We got Musetti 2 points away from a straight sets victory. He's up 5-2, and it's 30-all on his serve in the 3rd set. And we've got, Fukovic is broken back. He's now serving at 4-5. So they're back on serve on Philippe Chatrier, Novak versus Fukovic. In terms of the women, currently, this is the only match played. Rakimova has defeated Magdalena Freck in straight sets, and the only other match left to play is the French woman Jean versus Avanesian of Russia. So there you go. Update on the scores and results. Sean saying Chapeau doing the best out of the Canadians. Yeah, there's this calmness to his game that he's been very shaky, erratic, if that makes sense. Like it feels like his being is unstable of late on a tennis court. From the matches I've been watching, it feels like he's just kind of decided to take a deep breath, calm down, and he's really playing some solid tennis. Really happy to see. And yeah, a good call there, Sean. I would agree that he's probably right now playing the best out of the Canadians. I also think Bianca had a phenomenal result, and I'm hoping that she builds on that, just as she was building in Miami before she hurt her ankle. She was really playing some good matches. So potentially a 4th round matchup. Actually, 2 Canadians. We could have potentially Chapeau versus Alcaraz, 4th round on the men's side, and we could have Bianca versus Iga, Canadian versus world number 1, 4th round on the women's side. I'm hoping for both of those. As per ability, Chapeau is an amazing player, but he is far worse than how he's playing. Yes, very, very good before this French. Yeah, you're right. Lead up to the French, he was horrendous. He was actually really bad at the second half of last year, too, before going on a swing, I think, to Singapore or Tokyo, I think it was. Or he went to an Asian swing there and did really well. But yeah, you're right, Snail. Horrible results so far this year, and this is the best he's played all year. So it's good to see that from Chapeau, especially because he is a talented player, folks. All right, TAUSON, good serve, and the return goes wide. 40 love now for TAUSON. She has 3 chances for a 5-3 lead. Let's see if she can convert. Leylah Annie, as always, bouncing on her toes, waiting to return the serve. Off the tape and just wide is the first serve. So second serve on the way. TAUSON looking for a game to love. Serve is good. Return is good up the middle. Backhand TAUSON. Forehand Fernandez. Backhand TAUSON. Backhand Fernandez. Forehand chip from TAUSON. Backhand Fernandez. Backhand TAUSON. Nice and deep. Backhand Fernandez cross court. Forehand TAUSON. That goes long. No game to love. 40-15. A couple more game points in the bag. Snehill saying this French Open, if he's playing his best level, he can really trouble Alcaraz. It's third round, not fourth round. Carlos versus Shap. Oh, okay. Thank you, buddy. Why did I think that? Yeah, you're right. It's the next. Oh, it's the next round. Yeah. Okay. Why? Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was fourth. Thank you for that, my friend. So it's going to be Alcaraz Shapo. That's what we already have. That's exciting, folks. Oh, TAUSON with a beautiful backhand +1. I think it landed right on the line and the side and baseline. So right where they intersect. It was a beautifully placed shot. TAUSON holds for 5-3. And now Leylah Annie Fernandez will serve to stay in this match. Musetti wins the match in 3 sets, 1-1 and 2. Thank you for that, Mac. So pretty nice day at the office, dropping just 4 games for Lorenzo Musetti. Martin is waking up finally. Let's see what the score is. Oh, 5-all, folks. Okay, and a nice serve from Leylah Annie. Clausen tries to run around the backhand and does, but hits the forehand wide. So it's 15 love for Leylah Annie. Oh, didn't like the toss. So she'll do it again. Leylah. Here we go. First serve. Off the tape and falls back on her side. Second serve on the way. Max saying, I hope Leylah can defend her points for Roland Garros. Yeah, someone was in the chat earlier. Apologies for forgetting, but they were saying that Leylah Annie will drop to number 88 in the world if she loses this match today. Based on how many points she would lose. So she would go from 47 in the world to 88. So a pretty big drop. Sorry, 49. I said 47. She's currently 49. So you go from 49 to 88. All right, serve is good. Backhand return, TAUSON. Backhand Fernandez. Forehand, TAUSON. Forehand. Another forehand from TAUSON, and then a backhand into the net from Fernandez. 30-15. So TAUSON looking to make it 4 wins and 1 loss in the head-to-head versus Leylah Annie. All 4 of their previous matches happened in juniors. 3 of them on hard courts, all of them won by TAUSON. And then 1 clay court match, which was won by Leylah Annie Fernandez. Ooh, I put a bet on Sinner to win the tourney. Fingers crossed, says Sean. Now, at the beginning of the year, I said I think Sinner is going to win a major. I have since changed my stance on that. I still think he needs to. Oh, we got Leylah is at the net here, and TAUSON had 2 chances because she ripped it directly at Leylah Annie. So she was halfway into the court. Leylah at the net. TAUSON hit 2 shots right at Leylah Annie. Leylah Annie hits both of them back, and then the third one, TAUSON tries to lob over Leylah Annie, but the lob went long. So it is now 40-15 double game point for Leylah Annie Fernandez. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, Sean, I think I've changed. I still feel like he just needs to fill out a little bit. I still feel like he needs to get into that man body and able to play these big, heavy, physical matches. I definitely think he's going to win several majors for sure. That's how I see it. but I'm not sure anymore if it's this year. But I wish you best of luck on your bet, and I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, as Snehil is concurring with, saying, good bet, Sean. Yeah, not a bad bet. Especially now that he doesn't have to go through Medvedev, who he was 0-6 against. That's a huge factor as well. That could really propel him to a final and beyond. Oh, Leylah Annie had a chance to go up the line, but goes into the net. And now TAUSON erases a couple game points and is now 2 points away from the match. Well, I think Rune versus Sinner might be the match to decide who reaches the final from the bottom half, but it could be someone completely different. I'd say that's a really astute call there, Snehil. I would agree that I think it is going to be Rune Sinner there, barring any miracle takedowns. So Leylah Annie has game point now. So relieved a little bit of pressure. She's trying to say, hey, I'm not going to let you break me. You're going to have to serve it yourself. Good serve, backhand return, TAUSON. Forehand Fernandez, forehand TAUSON, backhand chop Fernandez. Drop shot from TAUSON. Fernandez gets to it, pushes it up the line, pushed over, a lob over Fernandez. She gets to it. Now we're back to a baseline rally, and it's a forehand winner from TAUSON. So she pushes Fernandez back. Fernandez just races back to get it and puts it just back in play. Desperately, and then off of that ball, TAUSON just comes in and crushes it. So back to deuce once again. 2 points from the match for TAUSON, and it's a great serve up the tee. Now TAUSON with a backhand into the tape for another game point for Fernandez. His odds were decent enough, and I think he has an easier half. I think, yeah. It's a good. You know what? Now that I think about, the more I think about it. Remembering Medvedev lost, because that was, to me, was a big thing. That 0-6 head-to-head record was what was standing between him and in the finals potentially. Now that that's erased, I don't think it's a bad call at all. Like, let's say if we have Sinner versus Alcaraz, for example, nice put away by Fernandez. I would like say if it's Alcaraz, Sinner in the final. I would be really happy with that bet, Sean, because we know that Sinner can definitely beat Alcaraz, and he can put him in pressure in more than one way, which is kind of the way that he does it. So, there you go. Sean, I also hope Sinner can win a Masters 1000 title as well. Yeah, he will. He will. He just keeps running into people who just a little bit better on the day. I don't think we're in a fear of like, okay, Sinner, you need to get to more finals and stuff. It's good that he made it to the finals. I think it was Miami, was it? But I'm wondering, what do you guys think is the threshold for Sinner? So let's just say Sinner next year makes it to 2 more 1,000 finals, no Grand Slam finals. Like, how many times does he make it without winning before we start getting worried? Like, oh, is he going to be one of those guys who can't end tournaments and can't put it away? I don't feel like that's going to be the case, but I'm wondering, say if he does end up like having to pull out, because he has pulled out due to fatigue, things like that. So if he has to pull out, or if he isn't able to win like a Masters, say by the end of next year, is there going to be cause for concern? Are we going to be like, oh, is Sinner potentially one of those guys? Because look at Rune. Rune's already made it through. He's made it to 2 finals or 3 finals. Monte Carlo, Rome, and he won in Paris-Bercy. So at some point, you got to get those wins under your belt, or else you might end up being like a Zverev or a. I mean, obviously Zverev has won Masters and Tsitsipas as well, but we can all agree that their potential hasn't been reached for what we thought. All right, TAUSON serving for the match, folks. 15 love. Oh, Bill's saying, how about Leylah Annie button, please? You know what? Well, I'll try and get one in there. I guess I should have done it on the last game after she helped. Let's see here. Me too, Max. He's my favorite player. Speaking of Sinner, do you think Sinner can win a hard or clay court for the first of a Masters 1000 title? I think I'd go with hard court just because there's more hard courts coming up next. Like they're more, yeah, they're coming up the soonest. So I think he has a better chance to win 1,000. Just because I do think he is going to win one in the next year. All right, triple match point. It's 40 love, folks.
Match point.
Gutsy performance. Clara TAUSON, obviously hampered by injury. Don't know exactly what, but she has set herself up with 3 match points. Can she put it away right here? Let's find out, folks. Serve is good. Return. Nice and deep. Now we got backhand Fernandez. Forehand TAUSON. Inside out, and it's a winner. She takes it, and she roars. And, wow, they cut the feet off pretty... Oh, no, they just froze. And there it is, folks. Clara TAUSON, 142nd ranked player from Denmark. Sorry, 127th. Man, what is up, Covey, with your 2s and 7s and 4s? Mix them up. 127th rank. Clara TAUSON takes the match. She wins it 6-3, 5-7, 6-4 over Canadian Leylah FERNANDEZ, and she is into round 3 of this tournament. Who is she facing next? Well, that's a good question, folks, and I'm about to answer that question by saying this. Let's see. So TAUSON is going to face the winner of Jean and Avenesian. So it's a French player versus the Russian. That is the last match of the day. It's just about to start. So the winner of that will face Clara TAUSON in the 3rd round. So there you go, folks. Good effort from Leylah Annie. Wasn't able to come through in the end, and a gutsy performance from Clara TAUSON, who was injured, hampered the whole way through, but made it through. So let's give her some love. We'll come back after the button, take a look at some comments, and wrap it up. Here we go. Congratulations to the day.
It's Clara TAUSON, Clara TAUSON. Give it up from the girl from Copenhagen, the girl who's pretty awesome. It's Clara TAUSON, it's Clara TAUSON.
Okay, so Sean saying, I think he has to win a major in the next couple of years, or he might do a Sitsi pass. Yeah, see, that's the only thing. Just because he's been on, like, playing on the tour, like, you know, ranked for the last at least year and a half now, he has a little bit less leeway. He's 2 years older than Alcaraz and Runa, so that's another thing that. But I think he's going to be fine in the end. Others can answer as well regarding. Do you think Sinner can win a hard or clay court? Yeah, so my answer was hard just because they're coming up more recently. Uh-oh, says Bill. Wow, says Ems. I'm sad for Leylah now, says Max. I'm not too worried about Sinner, only when he has blisters. LOL. Yeah, good one there. Thanks, Covey. Says Ems. Hey, Cedric. Thank you, Covey, from Max. Cedric saying hi to Sean and Ems. Hey, Cedric. All right, folks, so that is going to do it for me for the day. I got to call the Alcaraz second half of his match. I got to do this whole match, and I'm going to see what Ben is up to. So please, folks, do give this video a like. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. That way you can be notified when all of our videos are going live. Speaking of live videos, right now on the GTL channel, we have Ben covering the Alcaraz. I keep saying Alcaraz. What is wrong with me? The Djokovic match versus Fukovic. So please head over there. I'm going to head over there too to say hi. So it's been a pleasure, guys. As always, thank you for joining me. One other thing. Cedric saying, apologies, Covey, have been listening, just busy, but it's always, oh, don't worry, buddy. Don't worry. Thanks. You guys are all welcome. Yeah, you too, Snail. I'll see you guys in the other one there. Thank you guys very much, and enjoy the rest of the day's action. Hopefully you'll see me tomorrow calling the Runa versus Maltese match. Ems, cross your fingers for that one. Covey out. See you guys soon. Peace.